Chapter 4:13. Beside the balcony, Fong Ping held the hilt of his saber, adjusting his breathing slightly when his mentality sensed two auras approaching each other. In the next moment, Fong Ping did not wait any longer. In a battle in a residential building, once the floor collapsed, there would not be many survivors in the building. Kill! Fong Ping did not bellow out this roar, but roared in his heart. His body was like a lifeless rock, smashing through the glass of the balcony directly, charging out instantly. A dazzling ray of light cut through the void, illuminating the dark night. When the old man who had just broken through the void felt the approaching saber gleam, his face turned pale instantly. Save! Before he could shout for help, the saber gleam slashed through the air, with a rumble descending on him. Bang! In the next moment, a huge explosion was heard in midair. The old man did not even have time to defend, ambushed by Fong Ping's full-force saber, exploding directly the moment the explosion was heard. Fong Ping also felt a strong sense of danger. With a roar, his body shone with golden light. Boom! The moment Fong Ping dashed out of the room, the middle-aged man who was about to ambush him from the side attacked instantly, punching Fong Ping. The mentality barrier was shattered instantly. In the next moment, the fist force penetrated. The flesh on Fong Ping's chest exploded in the blink of an eye. There were differences between rank 6. Fong Ping had never fought with a real peak rank 6 powerhouse, even when he was being hunted. He, Wang Jinyang, and a few others had joined forces to kill a rank 6, but peak rank 6 was a different concept. When the Sanjiao Gate was closed, only a peak rank 6 would be achieved. Only such a powerhouse would give their all in every move and technique, unlike the other rank SXS, whose Sanjiao Gate was not sealed. Unless they were at their wits' end, very few people would unleash their full strength to open the Sanjiao Gate. Bang! The flesh on the surface of Fong Ping's body exploded, but he did not delay, using the force to fly backward. The golden bones shone brightly. Although the flesh exploded, the bones were unscathed. Fong Ping did not look at the martial artist, who was slashed by him. The other party was not very strong. Even if he did not die, he would probably be heavily injured and unable to fight again. The truth was as expected. Fong Ping's full-force saber ambush. The old man almost did not have time to react. At this moment, the saber gleam vanished, leaving only a corpse that was split into two in midair, broken beyond repair, falling instantly. The old man's gaze was still dazed. Obviously, he did not expect that he would be killed in one strike. The middle-aged man's expression was extremely ugly. Although he was unhappy with Guardian Plum and even wanted to kill him, Guardian Plum was still a 6th-grade cultivator and a capable subordinate of his. He did not expect to be killed by Fong Ping's saber as soon as they made contact. The middle-aged man was also slightly frightened. Fong Ping was actually this strong, much stronger than he had expected, killing a rank 6 with one slash. But at this moment, he couldn't care less. He did not expect Fong Ping to be prepared for this. At this moment, the middle-aged man had no time to think. Since Fong Ping did not run, but chose to attack instead, the moment he attacked, he was hit by his fist again. There was no way he could run. The moment Fong Ping flew backward, the middle-aged man gave chase. Fong Ping, on the other hand, continued to fly backward out of the district. He had not flown far when a rank 6 aura rose from the periphery. Another person had rushed over. Fong Ping, you can't escape. The middle-aged man growled and punched through the air. The air instantly exploded, and the void was dyed a blood-red color. F*CK, I'll kill you. Fong Ping roared. His body shone with golden light. Various forces appeared on his Changdao, including Vitality Force and Celestiality Force. At this moment, he was being attacked from the front and back. The person behind him had already blocked his way. To the side were other residential buildings. If he ran there, once they fought, it would easily cause a lot of casualties. Bastard! Fong Ping roared. These people did not care about the lives of others at all. They were definitely not from the two major companies or the evil sect. No matter how much the two major companies hated Fong Ping, they would not dare to do something like this. If they were found out, all martial artists would attack him together. Only evil sect martial artists would be so unscrupulous. Fong Ping roared. The Changdao sliced through the void again. The saber was like a lightning shadow cutting through the night and colliding with the opponent's fist. Boom! A loud noise was heard again, covering all the fireworks and firecrackers around the district. Fong Ping swung his saber, but he was sent flying backward again. Behind him, the middle stage rank, 6 martial artist, also did not make a sound. He held his saber and slashed at Fong Ping. Get lost! Fong Ping was furious. He turned around and slashed with his saber. Boom, boom, boom. At this moment, Fong Ping's combat strength was fully unleashed. The night sky was illuminated by his golden bones. The chaos-vanquishing saber slashed at lightning speed. The flesh on Fong Ping's hand exploded again, leaving only the shining bones. Protector Zhang, who had collided with him, changed his expression again and again. Above his head, 3 invisible doors appeared. One of the doors had already been completely sealed. As soon as the door appeared, Protector Zhang's strength increased greatly. In the blink of an eye, he and Fong Ping collided head-on and slashed dozens of times. Fire, blood, and golden light flickered continuously between the two of them. Fong Ping slashed dozens of times in a frenzy. He did not even look back. In the next moment, he stepped into the air and soared into the sky, ready to fly away. Boom! Above his head, a middle-aged figure appeared. He pressed down with a fist and growled, "If you dare to run, I'll slaughter Sun City. What does it have to do with me? Kill me if you dare." Fong Ping growled as well. His figure kept retreating. If he met one person, he could still escape. Now, however, 2 people were surrounding him. It was difficult for him to break out. In midair, the sound of explosions was endless. The sound of metal clashing also shook the void. 2 rank, 6 powerhouses unleashed their full force, instantly creating an immense sense of oppression. The entire scenic lake gardens was in chaos. At first, when the few of them fought, the crowd thought it was fireworks and did not think much of it. However, as the 2 sides continued to exchange blows in midair, the oppressive feeling made everyone panic. This was not even a battle between rank 7 powerhouses. Otherwise, a battle of mentality would have killed a large number of people in the community. On the floor where Fong Ping's house was located, at this moment, the outer wall of Fong Ping's house had been affected by the aftermath and was already cracking. In the chaos, Wang Jinyang's figure flashed and disappeared. Soon, he sensed the location of the Fong family. Wang Jinyang's speed was extremely fast. In the next moment, his figure appeared in front of the Fong family at the stairway entrance. As soon as he appeared, Fong Yuan kicked him. Wang Jinyang grabbed her ankle with one hand and growled, "It's me, Wang Jinyang. Fong Ping asked me to take you away." Hearing the voice, Fong Yuan said hurriedly, "Save my brother." At this time, they could see the situation outside from the window at the stairway entrance. At this moment, 3 glowing silhouettes were flickering in midair. The golden light in the middle was flickering left and right, but it could not break out of the encirclement. Blinding blood-red rays kept bursting out of the golden light. Wang Jinyang's expression was solemn. Fong Ping might not be killed if he fought with the middle stage rank 6 martial artist, but the peak rank 6 powerhouse's strength completely crushed Fong Ping's. If this dragged on, Fong Ping would not be able to break out of the encirclement and might be killed. Taking a deep breath, Wang Jinyang did not waste any time. He grabbed one person with each hand and turned to Fang Yuan, shouting, "Grab me. I'll send you away first. Then I'll come back." Fang Yuan tilted her head and looked out the window. Tears streamed down her face. Without saying anything, she grabbed Wang Jinyang hurriedly. Fang Mingrong did not say a word. Li Yueying was choking, but she did not say anything. Wang Jinyang did not waste any time either. He grabbed Fang Ping's parents and rushed downstairs. Very soon, Wang Jinyang led them out of the residential area. He shouted, Go far away." After saying that, Wang Jinyang leaped into the air. His body was still in midair, but he had already drawn his longbow. Bone marrow force surged out of his body instantly. On the longbow, a thick blood-red arrow condensed in the blink of an eye. The next moment, the blood-red arrow shot through the air, shooting toward the middle stage rank 6 powerhouse. In midair, Fong Ping's entire body was torn to shreds. Seeing this, he did not bother to exchange pleasantries with Wang Jinyang. He roared, "Hold the big one back. Can you do it? 30 seconds. All right." Fong Ping roared. Celestiality exploded instantly, blasting the peak rank 6 powerhouse a distance away. Wang Jinyang's speed was also extremely fast. He blocked the other party in an instant. The middle-aged man's eyes were cold. He shouted coldly, "Wang Jinyang, you're asking for it." Wang Jinyang did not reply. The next moment, he put away his bow and switched to his saber. Bone marrow force surged out of his body again, and the blood-red saber slashed down instantly. Boom! The middle-aged man was furious. With a low growl, he punched. Dong! A loud noise was heard. The Changdao vibrated. The flesh on Wang Jinyang's arm was torn to shreds in the blink of an eye. The thick blood-red force on his body dimmed significantly. On the other side, after tossing the peak rank 6 powerhouse to Wang Jinyang, Fong Ping did not even look at him. 30 seconds. This was what Wang Jinyang had promised. If the time was not up, he did not need to care. Protector Zheng's expression was cold. "You want to kill me? I'll definitely kill you." Fong Ping's rage was boiling. These people actually ambushed him. If he did not detect it in advance, his family might be in trouble. Before he finished speaking, the celestiality on Fong Ping's Changdao had already condensed to its limit. As for himself, the flesh on his body was also exploding continuously. At this moment, Fong Ping did not care about any injuries. These people, no matter how big the price, he would kill them. Slash. The moment the celestiality condensed, Fong Ping slashed with his saber. Protector Zheng's expression was gloomy, but he was not afraid of Fong Ping. The power of Fong Ping's slash was extremely great. However, at this moment, he was prepared. His only goal was to hold Fong Ping back. Fong Ping wanted to kill him in his dreams. In the next moment, Protector Zheng's silhouette disappeared. The moment his silhouette disappeared, Fong Ping was not surprised at all. A ruthless glint flashed in his eyes. Boom! The sound of an invisible explosion shook the void and caused it to tremble. Streaks of invisible waves stirred up heaven and earth. Some of the surrounding trees were hit by the invisible waves, instantly turning into dust. A scream was heard. In midair, Protector Zheng, who had just disappeared, trembled and appeared on the spot. As for Fong Ping, large amounts of blood were seeping out of his orifices. Mentality self-detonation. At this moment, Fong Ping self-detonated a large amount of mentality, more than any other time before. At this moment, Fong Ping was also a little dazed, but he did not delay. The moment Protector Zheng's silhouette appeared, Fang Ping's saber followed. This time, the golden light of Fang Ping's entire body was shining brilliantly. "Go to hell!" Fang Ping roared, slashing down with his saber. Protector Zheng, whose head was almost blown up by the mentality self-detonation, was also bleeding out of his orifices. However, facing the crisis of death, he quickly overcame the sharp pain in his head and raised his saber to meet the attack. Boom! A loud noise was heard, and Protector Zheng fell down. Seeing this, Fang Ping gritted his teeth. His mentality recovered instantly. He let out another low roar and exploded instantly. This time, both of their bodies trembled violently, falling from midair. Fang Ping brandished his saber and slashed wildly. In the end, all the flesh and blood on his body exploded. His internal organs could be seen clearly now. "Die!" Fang Ping roared. A large amount of blood spurted out of his mouth, heading straight for the other party's head. Protector Zheng's face was bleeding profusely at this moment. Seeing this, he revealed a ruthless look. In the void, one of the Sanjiao gates that was initially half sealed opened instantly. In the next moment, a large amount of energy gushed out. The initially dispirited Protector Zheng's injuries were mostly healed in the blink of an eye. His gaze was no longer dazed, much more sober. After his injuries were mostly healed, Protector Zheng had the energy to spare. With a slash of his saber, he shattered the blood arrow that Fang Ping spurted out. Although his injuries were mostly healed, Protector Zheng's gaze was still venomous. Sealing the Sanjiao gates was a difficult process. His first gate was completely sealed, and a large part of his second gate was also sealed. In another 2 years, there was hope for him to seal it completely and step into upper stage rank 6. However, at this moment, facing a rank 5 martial artist attack, he had no choice but to destroy his own gate, opening the second gate completely. At this moment, in terms of realm, he had already gone from a middle stage rank 6 veteran to a beginner, and this step had taken him 6 years. Fang Ping had ruined his 6 years of hard work. He hated him, but Fang Ping hated him even more. 30 seconds were almost up. If he did not kill this guy soon, Wang Jinyang might not be able to hold on much longer. Early stage rank 5. Wang Jinyang was fighting a peak rank 6 powerhouse. Every second was depleting his life force. The moment Protector Zheng shattered the Sanjiao gate, Fang Ping said furiously, "You forced me to do this." Before his voice died away, Fang Ping's face exploded abruptly. In the next moment, his entire head exuded an extremely intense light. As the golden light on his head dispersed, the other bones in Fang Ping's body also erupted with a brilliant glow. At this moment, Fang Ping directly honed the remaining 3 skulls. However, this did not come without a price. Fang Ping had not honed all this while because he felt that his physique could not support the complete activation of golden bones. And the truth was as expected. The moment the skulls erupted with intense light, Fang Ping's torn flesh continued to rupture. His internal organs, crystal clear organs, were also rupturing. At the same time, Fang Ping's body also erupted with an extremely powerful aura, the expression of the middle-aged man who was attacking Wang Jinyang not far away changed. Golden bones. A look of disbelief appeared in the middle-aged man's eyes. Before this, Fang Ping also revealed a golden glow, but that time it was only golden. It did not have the oppressive power of a golden body powerhouse. The golden bones of a golden body powerhouse were different from those of Fang Ping, Li Hansong, and the others. But now, Fang Ping's body emitted that kind of aura, that kind of pressure, the pressure of a rank 8. Fang Ping did not have time to listen to his nonsense. Right now, Fang Ping was screaming in pain. There was no bone honing more painful than this. His flesh was rupturing continuously. No matter how much vitality force there was, it could not heal his flesh. His internal organs were also rupturing. This made Fong Ping feel like he was about to explode. However, since the system could let him hone his bones, Fong Ping firmly believed that he would not die. The moment the golden bones were completely activated, Protector Zheng, who was opposite him, was suppressed by the pressure of the golden bones and fell continuously. Protector Zheng, who had recovered a lot from his injuries, showed fear for the first time. He had no intention of fighting Fong Ping. In the next moment, Protector Zheng turned around and fled into the distance. "I will kill you." Fong Ping's voice almost could not shout anymore. It was extremely hoarse and suppressed. As his voice fell, the chaos-vanquishing saber's celestiality and golden bones combined. In the next moment, an even more powerful aura erupted. Fong Ping roared and slashed. Boom, boom, boom. The saber light fell. The air exploded, and sparks flew in all directions. On the ground, a saber mark hundreds of meters long appeared instantly. The trees and buildings along the way were all shattered. At this moment, Fong Ping did not care if he would accidentally hurt the residents. This slash was aimed in the direction outside the residential area. There was a road outside. Usually, there were many cars. Today was New Year's Eve, and there was almost no one. Although the residents in the residential area were terrified to the extreme, the exchange between both parties was extremely fast. At this moment, other than a few people on the first floor, most people did not even have time to leave their houses. When this slash was made, wherever the saber light was, everything was shattered. The aftermath shattered the ground and cut off the road outside. The shops on the opposite side also collapsed. The lights in the shops were dark. Fong Ping did not know if there was anyone inside. In reality, Fong Ping could not care so much right now. If he did not kill the other party, under the joint attack of both of them, he and Wang Jinyong would not be able to escape. No, Protector Zheng, who had already escaped a distance away, felt the saber force coming from behind him. He felt the flesh and blood on his back being torn apart by the saber light from a long distance away. He immediately roared in fear. At this moment, Protector Zheng also fought with his life. Boom! With a loud explosion, the completely sealed first Sanjiao gate shattered instantly. This time, even if he did not die, he would fall to early stage rank 6. The moment the Sanjiao gate opened, between heaven and earth, endless energy surged into Protector Zheng's body. While Protector Zheng was escaping, he covered the surface of his body with layers and layers of vitality force. However, no matter how much vitality defense was covered, it was not as fast as the saber light's destruction. Almost in the blink of an eye, the saber light completely covered Protector Zheng. Boom! The sound of explosions came one after another. As for Fong Ping, he was no longer a golden man, but a bloody man. His entire body was covered in torn flesh. On both of his arms, all the flesh and blood were almost shattered. Waves of blood-colored vitality force appeared out of thin air, repairing at lightning speed, but it could not make the flesh and blood reappear. Fong Ping gritted his teeth, not caring about these. He stepped out of the midair, arriving at the place where the saber light landed in an instant. At this moment, Protector Zheng had not been killed in one slash. Although his entire body seemed to have been cut in half, the other party was still alive. Seeing Fong Ping flying over, the resentment in Protector Zheng's eyes intensified to the extreme. Fong Ping did not care what he thought. These people came to kill him first, and they still had the face to resent him. Just as Protector Zheng swung his saber to fight back with difficulty, Fong Ping's saber light rose again, slashing down. Uffed! His head fell. Fong Ping did not even look. He quickly stepped into the midair and returned. Before he could return to his original spot, a silhouette broke through the air, blood splattering the void. Fang Ping's expression changed drastically, grabbing Wang Jinyang hurriedly. At this moment, Wang Jinyang's face was extremely pale. There was a large hole in his chest. His internal organs could be seen clearly, and many of them were already shattered. Fortunately, I didn't fail. Wang Jinyang forced a smile. From the time he rose to the time Fang Ping killed Protector Zheng, it was exactly 30 seconds. I didn't expect you guys to really exceed my expectations. As Wang Jinyang spoke, the middle-aged man also stepped into the midair. There were some light injuries on his body, but they were not serious. The middle-aged man really did not expect this, or rather, he did not dare to think about it at all. A peak rank, 6, a middle stage rank, 6, and an early stage rank, 6. With this kind of strength, even if they encountered a powerhouse who achieved mentality-vitality fusion, they could still fight. Today, they were only besieging Fang Ping, a rank 5. Of course, later on, Wang Jinyang also participated in the battle, but there were only 2 rank 5s. However, even so, the first to die was not Fang Ping and Wang Jinyang, but his 2 rank 6 subordinates, especially Protector Zheng, who was not even his subordinate. The other party was a veteran among middle stage, rank 6. Prodigy, martial artists. What a pity! The middle-aged man's eyes were extremely cold. This time, even if he killed these 2 people, he would be punished when he returned. He actually lost the lives of 2 rank 6 powerhouses. It was simply a great shame and humiliation. As soon as he finished speaking, the other party did not waste any time. A blood-red fist shadow landed on where Fang Ping and Wang Jinyang were in an instant. Fang Ping dragged Wang Jinyang, who was already seriously injured to the point of death, and quickly fled to the suburbs. If they continued fighting in the district would be finished. As soon as they left, the fist shadow landed, blasting a huge pit in the ground. Fang Ping and Wang Jinyang fled. The middle-aged man did not stop either, leaping into the air and giving chase quickly. Chapter 414. Scenic Lakeview Gardens was not located at the border of Sun City. At first, the battle in the district was covered up by the sound of firecrackers on New Year's Eve. However, when the battle reached its climax, several balls of light collided in the air, and the thunderous sound continued. Soon, most of Sun City knew about it. The police phones in Sun City were ringing nonstop. Commander Bai Jinshan was currently not far from Scenic Lakeview Gardens. Bai Jinshan was helpless and worried, but there was nothing he could do. Sun City was only a county-level city. He was the strongest there. Sun City did not even have a military garrison. Did they expect him and a few rank 2 martial artists from the Department of Investigation Services to participate in a battle between powerhouses? They could not even fly up in the air. Not only Sun City. Bai Jinshan reported to Auspicious Sun City that although Auspicious Sun City's commander had rushed over with his men, he was also extremely helpless over the phone. His biggest request was to evacuate the people, ensure their safety, and not let Sun City descend into chaos. At this moment, the entire Nanjiang had received the news that powerhouses were fighting in Sun City. 2 prodigies, Fang Ping and Wang Jinyang, were suspected to be involved in the battle. However, the situation did not seem too good. Bai Jinshan saw the 2 of them in a flash. Both of them were seriously injured. The military base closest to here was Auspicious Peace's military base. At this moment, the base had already located these people through satellites. However, at Fang Ping and the other stage, they moved extremely fast. It was difficult to quickly capture the other party. Even if they could capture them, the base could not use technological means to attack them. These people were currently still in the residential area, not to mention that Fang Ping and Wang Jinyang were among them. At rank 5 and 6, the best way was to use powerhouses to kill the other party. Technological means would only result in a situation where both sides would lose. Outside the residential area, as Fong Ping and Wang Jinyang fled to the suburbs using flight step, Bai Jinshan quickly led his men to calm them down. Looking at the few lights flying away, Bai Jinshan's face was full of worry. He hoped that Fong Ping and the others would be fine, and that Fong Ping could lead the enemy away from the residential area. At this moment, not only scenic Lakeview Gardens, but the entire Sun City was in a state of panic. This was not the first time powerhouses fought in front of the public. Just a few months ago, there were even people from the evil sect who threatened to massacre the city. Today, there were powerhouses fighting in the public area. The sense of crisis made everyone worried. At this moment, the fate of the weak was no longer in their control, and this was vividly reflected. In the scenic Lake Gardens district, some residents walked out of their houses. When they saw the saber mark that ran through more than half of the district, many people couldn't even imagine that it was caused by a human. But at that time, there were still many bold residents who secretly saw this scene from their windows. At this moment, with the arrival of the people from the government, the residents felt much more at ease. In the eyes of most people, the government was the guarantee of safety. He's too strong. I saw it. Fong Ping was the one who made that slash. What's going on? Are they Fong Ping's enemies? It must be someone from an evil cult. I wonder what rank it is. Isn't Fong Ping only rank 4? How could he be so strong? It's not just Fong Ping. I think the other person is Wang Jinyang. On the square in the district that had been destroyed to the point that it looked like a wasteland, many residents had lingering fears and were discussing in low voices. It was inevitable that there would be some noise. There were also people who said that Fong Ping had provoked enemies and almost killed everyone. However, when they thought of the several hundred-meter-long saber mark that Fong Ping had made, they dared not say anything even though they were dissatisfied. A powerhouse like this would be too terrifying. When he exploded, while others were discussing, Bai Jinshan was not in the mood to pay attention to this. At this moment, in front of Bai Jinshan was Fong Mingrong and the others who had rushed back. Seeing Fong Mingrong, Bai Jinshan was about to ask a few questions when Fong Mingrong said hurriedly, "Commander, lend me a car." "Director Fong, my son is there." Fong Mingrong glanced at the mother and daughter who were crying beside him. He suppressed the throbbing in his heart and said hurriedly, "I'll go and take a look." "Director Fong, it's too dangerous." Bai Jinshan frowned. Fong Ping's father was just a normal person. If he followed them with a car, he would definitely die if he was caught in the crossfire. Now, that Fong Ping's status was unknown. If something happened to his father, it would be troublesome. "Commander Bai, lend me a car." Seeing that Fong Mingrong did not respond to him, Bai Jinshan took a deep breath and nodded. "Okay, I'll send you there, but I might not be able to catch up. Those people's speed was extremely fast. He might not be able to catch up with them, even if he drove." "No need. I'll drive there myself. You won't be able to sense where they are." "I'll go with you." Bai Jinshan did not say much. If Fong Mingrong followed them, he might not even be able to find them. If he encountered the threat of the aftershock, he would not be able to stop them. After all, he was a peak rank 3 martial artist. Sun City was also his territory. It was reasonable for him to follow them and take a look. Even if he could not stop them, he should at least know their whereabouts. Without saying much, Bai Jinshan quickly ordered someone to drive a car over. Just as he was about to get into the car, a few Department of Investigation Services martial artists quickly rushed over with 2 broken corpses. "Commander," the Department of Investigation Services chief glanced at Fong Mingrong and the others beside him. There was some uncontrollable horror in his eyes. He said hurriedly, "The corpses of the 2 people who were killed by Mr. Fong have been found." They should be rank 6 powerhouses. Powerhouses, even if they were dead, still had their characteristics. The degree of bone honing, the degree of honing of internal organs, these were all extremely easy to see. Even peak rank 5 and rank 6 were actually different. These people in Sun City might not have seen the corpses of rank 5 and rank 6 powerhouses before. However, as the department that handled martial artists affairs, the Department of Investigation Services still had some understanding of these powerhouses' characteristics. Bai Jinshan's pupils contracted. Rank 6 as expected. When he felt the oppressive aura earlier, he had already guessed it. He did not expect his guess to be correct. This was not the main point. The main point was that Fang Ping was still being hunted even though he had killed 2 rank SIXS. How strong were the evil sect martial artists who were hunting him? Bai Jinshan did not have much time to think. He said hurriedly, "Seal the corpses and other things. Cancel everyone's vacation and carry out stability maintenance." After saying that, Bai Jinshan got into the car. At this moment, Fang Mingrong was already in the car. Seeing that Fang Yuan and Li Yueying were about to get in, Fang Mingrong said in a low voice, "You guys don't have to go. I'll go alone." "Dad." Fang Yuan bit her lip and choked. "I want to go. I'm stronger than you. I want to see brother kill them." Fang Mingrong took a deep breath. After a while, he nodded and said, "Okay, Yueying, don't go. Get in the car." Fang Yuan quickly got in the car. Li Yueying's face was covered in tears. Seeing this, she choked and said, "Bring Ping Ping back. Remember to bring Ping Ping back." Fang Mingrong did not say anything else. He nodded at Bai Jinshan. Bai Jinshan did not delay either. He quickly started the car and chased in the direction where the few people had left. Just as Fang Mingrong and the others left, news of the attack on Sun City had spread on social media. There was even a video of a few people fighting in midair. The video was relatively clear. Tonight was New Year's Eve. At that time, some people were preparing to take a video of the fireworks, but they happened to capture the battle in midair. Although it was nighttime and the distance was too far to capture the specific faces, a few rays of light intertwined in midair, including the sky-piercing saber glare, were captured very clearly. These videos were deleted very quickly. At this moment, the government did not want this news to be made public. The outcome of the battle in Sun City was unknown. It would be fine if Fang Ping and Wang Jinyang were alive, but if they were killed in Sun City, it would cause a huge impact. If 2 prodigies of the current era were killed by the evil sect martial artists in their hometown, then the previous announcement of the rankings to boost the confidence of the people would be in vain. At this moment, top-notch powerhouses from all over the country were mobilized, heading towards Sun City. It was not only the government. At this moment, from the direction of Magic City to Sun City, several powerhouses used the flight step and flew rapidly in the direction of Sun City. Reinforcements were still on the way, but Fang Ping and Wang Jinyang were a little powerless. Both of them were severely injured. Wang Jinyang was almost killed. Fang Ping's most serious injury was not caused by the evil sect martial artists, but by his own outburst. The outburst of celestiality had caused his flesh to explode. The self-explosion of mentality had shaken his mentality and blurred his consciousness. After that, the activation of the golden bones had also caused him to suffer heavy injuries. At this moment, Fang Ping's golden bones were still shining brilliantly. However, he had not achieved the golden body realm. His flesh breaking down was also a fatal injury. Activating the golden bones did not mean that Fang Ping really had an immortal body. The rank 6 martial artist behind him might not be able to break his golden bones. Although the bones could be preserved, it did not mean that he was still alive. The biggest possibility was that if the other party killed Fang Ping, they could also get a set of golden bones for free, increasing the other party's harvest. In midair, Fong Ping's speed was extremely fast, but it was difficult to shake off the middle-aged man who was chasing after him. This was not the catacombs' royal city. If it was a catacombs city, Fong Ping could blend into the crowd and burrow underground. The other party might not be able to find him. However, this was the human world, Sun City. Below him were his compatriots. If Fong Ping burrowed underground and disappeared, Fong Ping had no doubt that the other party would disregard everything and massacre the residents below. Moreover, with the extremely injured Wang Jinyang, even if Fong Ping burrowed underground, he would be easily found. Seeing that Wang Jinyang's breathing was chaotic, looking like he was going to die at any moment, Fong Ping cursed as he sped, "Mother of asterisk her, we didn't even suffer so much in the catacombs. It's not worth dying in the hands of these asterisk stards." Wang Jinyang's face was pale, but he smiled and said, "Even if we die, we can't die on the run. When we reach the no man's land, don't run anymore. We still have the strength to fight. Let's fight with our lives. If we can't kill him, we have to hold him back and wait for Commander Bai to arrive." Fong Ping glanced at him and said, "You can still fight. Give me some energy essence. I should be able to. I don't have any left." Fong Ping shook his head. A few high-ranked energy stones appeared in his hand, and he stuffed them into Wang Jinyang's hand. "This is it. Make do with it. You're really rich and imposing." Wang Jinyang was still in the mood to tease Fong Ping. However, Fong Ping was indeed rich. High-ranked energy stones were not something anyone could take out. Wang Jinyang absorbed them quickly. He turned his head to look at the middle-aged man, who was getting closer and closer. Suddenly, he said, "I'll hold him back. You should be able to run away. Get lost." Fong Ping cursed. He gritted his teeth and said, "You came to save me. Who do you think I am?" If Wang Jinyang did not participate in the battle, he could eat his reunion dinner at home in peace. Now that he was seriously injured to save himself, if Fong Ping abandoned him, Wang Jinyang would hold the other party back for a while, and Fong Ping would have no problem escaping. However, if he really did that, he would have lost the basic bottom line of being a human. Even if this kind of person lived, even if he became a grandmaster in the future. No, this kind of person did not deserve the title of grandmaster. What difference was there between him and a cult? Fong Ping cursed. He said hurriedly, "Even a high-ranked can't kill me. A rank 6 is nothing. Since this asterisk star doesn't give up, then don't blame me for not holding back. Hold him back for a while longer. I'll blow him up." He needed time to condense celestiality. Fong Ping had thought it through. Since things had come to this, he might as well throw caution to the wind. Later, he would condense a huge ball of celestiality and leave himself a breath to blow that bastard up. With 500C celestiality outburst, Old Man Li could even kill a rank 8. He did not need much. Condensing 100C was equivalent to a rank 7's full force attack. He did not believe that the other party could withstand it. As Fong Ping said that, he whispered, "When I blow him up, run faster. Otherwise, you'll be blown to death. There's nothing I can do." Wang Jinyang's face was pale. "Can you hold on? I won't let him have it easy even if I die." As he spoke, Fong Ping had already condensed celestiality in his hands. At this moment, Fong Ping restrained all his aura, using Wang Jinyang's body as a shield. Seeing the middle-aged man's punch piercing through the air toward him, Fong Ping did not even turn his head, continuing to fly forward. At this moment, Fong Ping looked more and more like a skeleton. Almost all the flesh on his body was falling off. When Wang Jinyang saw this scene, he sighed softly in his heart. Condensing celestiality at rank 5 was not without a price. In MCMAU, Fong Ping could only condense about 5C celestiality at most each time. The channeling of 50C had to be done in many times because his body could not withstand the power of celestiality. At this moment, if he wanted to blow up the fellow behind him, Fong Ping would have to endure a countercharge that was 10 times stronger than normal. Even if the other party was blown up, Fong Ping would be in danger. Both sides had been fighting for only 5 to 6 minutes. The speed of a powerhouse's fight was extremely fast. It would take another 5 to 6 minutes for Commander Bai to arrive, and Commander Bai might not be able to make it in time. Seeing that Fong Ping did not care anymore, Wang Jinyang's gaze deepened. After a moment, the faint sound of blood flowing could be heard from his body. His exposed bones. A blood-like vitality force seeped out of his bones. Fong Ping's bloodied eyes narrowed. This was the force of bone marrow about to explode. Old Wang was also overdrafting his own strength. This time, even if they could survive, both of them would suffer heavy losses. Fong Ping looked at his shining golden arm and sighed softly in his heart. It was useless to think about these things. Based on his current situation, even though he was in high spirits now, he might not be able to fight anymore after a while. After a moment, he arrived at the White Mountains. Sun City had a branch of the White Mountains. Back then, when Wang Jinyang was hunting Huang Bin, he had entered the White Mountains. The passageway to auspicious peace was also in the White Mountains. When Fong Ping ran here, he was actually heading in the direction of auspicious peace. The next moment, Fong Ping suddenly turned around and shouted, "A few grandmasters from auspicious peace will be here soon. Are you sure you want to exchange your life for theirs? As long as we can hold you back for a while, you're dead meat." The middle-aged man, who was already very close behind him, had an unpleasant look on his face. He said coldly, "You'll have to be able to hold me back first." As soon as he finished speaking, the other party punched through the air again. The red fist shadow pierced through the void in the blink of an eye, attacking both of them. Wang Jinyang's back was facing Fong Ping. Fong Ping grabbed his shoulder while he wielded his saber with both hands. With a slash, he destroyed the fist shadow. Puff! The fist shadow was destroyed. Wang Jinyang suffered a shock too, blood spurting from his mouth. The middle-aged man also knew that this place was very close to auspicious peace. He was afraid that there would really be grandmasters coming soon. Within 3 minutes, he had to kill both of them. Only then would he have a chance to escape. Without any further delay, above the middle-aged man's head, 3 completely sealed Sanjiao gates appeared instantly. The next moment, one of the gates opened slightly. At this moment, the other party's speed increased explosively. In the blink of an eye, he appeared behind both of them. The middle-aged man did not dare to continue accelerating. Instead, he sealed the Sanjiao gate quickly. When the Sanjiao gate was sealed, the effect of accumulating vitality and vitality was at its best. It was considered a preparation for them to step into rank 7. Once the gate was opened, vitality and vitality would be lost. It would be difficult to achieve rank 7 again. It was because he considered that grandmasters were coming soon that the middle-aged man made up his mind. He opened a small gap and sped up to catch up with both of them. With this, he would have to go back and recuperate for at least a few months before he could seal the gate completely. The middle-aged man's heart was boiling with anger. As a peak rank 6 powerhouse, he actually had to open the Sanjiao gate to chase after 2 heavily injured rank 5s. He was making a fool of himself. As he neared both of them, the middle-aged man no longer waved his fists in the air. His fists made a sonic boom, directly, punching toward Wang Jinyang's head. A ruthless glint flashed in Wang Jinyang's eyes. The vitality in his entire body surged to the extreme. The Changdao in his hand made a cracking sound. With a low growl, he slashed his saber. Boom! A loud explosion was heard. Even Fong Ping, who was flying in front, was shaken. Pale golden blood dripped from his mouth. He staggered and fell down. Wang Jinyang, who was holding on to him, was limp and powerless. It was as if he had lost his life. Behind him, the middle-aged man flew backward. A clear saber mark appeared on his fist. A few bones in his hand were also broken. Both of you must die. The middle-aged man's rage was monstrous. The Sanjiao Gate appeared again. The gap appeared again. In the next second, he caught up with both of them again. Both his fists hammered out. The void exploded continuously. Wang Jinyang, who seemed powerless earlier, was like a cockroach that could not be killed. He regained his senses in an instant. He waved his saber and slashed continuously. The saber and the fists collided, emitting sparks. Mother asterisk Kerr. Fang Ping, who was in front, was also shaken by the tremendous force. He fell down continuously. The aftermath of the exchange between both parties caused the rocks below to explode and shatter continuously. Fang Ping's speed had slowed down significantly. His figure was no longer stable. It was not only the impact of the tremors, it was also related to the glowing ball in his hand. At this moment, because Fang Ping had restrained his aura, the glowing ball did not emit any energy waves. However, Fang Ping knew that the energy contained in this thing was extremely strong. It should be 50C now, right? Fang Ping estimated in his heart. Right now, his left arm had completely turned into bones. There was no longer any flesh left. Under the tremors of celestiality, the flesh that was stuck to him earlier had all fallen off. Is there still hope for this body of mine to recover? The appearance of the golden bones did not give birth to imperishable substances. Fang Ping strongly suspected that even if he did not die, it would be difficult for him to recover his flesh. Could it be that he would have to live as a skeleton from now on? The key was without flesh and blood before achieving rank 8. Could he really survive? As his thoughts ran wild in his mind, the next moment, Fang Ping crashed directly onto the ground. A huge pit appeared on the ground. The moment he fell into the pit, Fang Ping quickly said in a low voice, "Dig a hole and lure him in. You hold him off for another 10 seconds. I'll blow him up." 10 seconds? Wang Jinyang's expression was bitter. This brat really thought too highly of him. Right now, his bone marrow force was almost completely exhausted. "If we die together. I believe that you won't die. If you die, at most, you'll be resurrected after a few thousand years." Resurrected? Wang Jinyang was stunned. What did he mean? He still did not know MCMEU's speculation. Fang Ping did not have time to explain. After falling into the huge pit, Fang Ping quickly hammered the ground, making the pit deeper. In midair, he might not be able to blow that fellow up. However, after entering the pit, as long as the explosion hit, he did not believe that the fellow behind him could withstand it. As for himself and Wang Jinyang, it would depend on luck. While Fang Ping continued to condense celestiality, he dug the hole madly. The middle-aged man behind him had already entered the cave. As he fought with the heavily injured and dying Wang Jinyang, he sneered, "Do you think you can escape like this?" The two of them were digging their own graves. If they continued to flee outside, it would take more effort for him to kill them. He did not expect Fang Ping to dig a hole in the stone mountain in a panic. How stupid! At this moment, Fang Ping and Wang Jinyang had brought themselves to a dead end. But finding a grave for yourself before you die is also a wise move. Fang Ping, who was digging the hole, did not bother to reply. In reality, he did not have time to reply. It was hard to say whose grave this hole was dug for. At this moment, Fang Ping's golden bones had begun to tremble. The ball of light in his hand was also getting brighter. His sparkling internal organs were also beginning to shatter. Wang Jinyang said with difficulty, "Done, done." No, he really could not hold on any longer. He had not reached the stage where he could fight a peak rank 6 head-on. Although both parties were only 1 rank apart, in reality, it was 5 ranks apart. The gap was too big. If it were 2 early-stage rank 6 martial artists, they might have been beaten to death. This time, both of us will be famous even if we die. Fong Ping suddenly let out a low roar. Then he punched out violently, punching a giant hole from the side. Fong Ping quickly pulled Wang Jinyang into the hole. Then Fong Ping turned his head, looking at the middle-aged man who was about to chase in. He suddenly let out a low roar, and the surrounding rocks exploded instantly. The middle-aged man's body swayed, slightly, but he was not affected much. However, blood flowed out of his nostrils. Mentality self-detonation. You can deal with others, but you're not qualified to deal with a peak rank 6. The middle-aged man sneered again. Although his mentality was not strong, it was close to the stage of external projection. In addition, his Sanjiao gate was sealed, and his vitality force was strong. If Fong Ping wanted to rely on this to deal with him, it was a little lacking. Fong Ping could not be bothered with him. Self-detonation of mentality was only to delay the other party's pace. The next moment, Fong Ping suddenly grinned. "I'll give you something good." Before he finished his words, Fong Ping tossed out a ball of light that had no energy fluctuations. Then, Fong Ping punched the hole forward frantically. If he did not run now, he would be buried with them. "Old Wang, hang in there." Fong Ping let out a low roar. Wang Jinyang's expression changed drastically too. What little remained of his bone marrow force emerged again. This time, it was not to attack, but to cover the surface of his body with layers and layers of vitality defense. Fong Ping did the same. Vitality force, bone marrow force, and mentality covered both of their bodies in layers and layers. The middle-aged man behind him had just been shaken by the self-detonation of mentality, so he was slightly affected. The ball of light that Fong Ping tossed out did not have much power. Seeing both of them burrowing madly inside, the middle-aged man chased after them almost subconsciously. The moment the ball of light neared, the middle-aged man's pupils contracted suddenly. Danger! Run! Such a thought rose in his mind instantly. At this moment, his hair stood on end. He felt an incomparably intense threat of death. As for the ball of light, the moment he retreated, it had already exploded. Boom! The glaring white glow almost lit up the entire mountain range. The deafening sound of the explosion and the roar spread throughout this part of the world. More than 10 li away, Fong Mingrong and the others who were chasing in their car suddenly saw a glaring light rising from afar, followed by a deafening roar. In the next moment, the ground shook as if an earthquake was coming. In the White Mountains, some of the nearby mountain peaks disappeared directly. In the center of the explosion, a deep pit with a circumference of 100 meters appeared. Countless gravel splattered everywhere. Most of the stones had already turned into dust, and smoke rose everywhere. Less than 30 li away from this place, the expression of the Nanjiang Military Region's commander changed drastically. Had a high rank made a move? Which side's high rank had made a move? Chapter 4:15. Song Mountain Range. In a huge pit, the smoke and dust gradually disappeared. The entire mountain range was extremely quiet at this moment. After an unknown period of time, some of the rubble at the bottom of the pit moved slightly. A moment later, a broken head appeared at the bottom of the pit. "I didn't die." A voice filled with extreme resentment rang out. The middle-aged man struggled to climb out of the hole. At this moment, his body was already in a terrible state, and both of his legs had completely disappeared. Just as the middle-aged man was struggling to crawl, a nearby gravel was flipped up again. A golden skeleton-like creature shook its broken head and crawled out of the rubble. Its voice sounded like a broken gong. "Not dead yet. I'm lucky, but sooner or later." At this moment, Fong Ping was really a little delirious. Fortunately, he still had his wealth, so he was constantly healing his injuries. Fong Ping was still fine. He would not die now. However, after digging for a while, when he found a body that looked like it had been dismembered, Fong Ping's hoarse voice rang out again. "Brother Wang, I'm sorry. Are you still alive?" As Fong Ping spoke, a few high-ranked energy stones appeared in his hand. These were also the last high-ranked energy stones he had. The energy stone was crushed by Fong Ping's hand bones and stuffed directly into the corpse. Fong Ping waited for a moment. After a while, the corpse moved slightly and said in a barely audible voice, "Dead, dead." "Not yet." Fong Ping turned his head and glanced at the half-human body that was still crawling. He said mildly, "Go ahead and crawl. You'll be the best if you manage to crawl out of here." The middle-aged man didn't die, but the lower half of his body was blown up. His upper body was also battered to the extreme. Fong Ping deduced that his Sanjiao gate must have been blown to pieces. There was not even a hint of vitality force fluctuation on this fellow. The fact that he didn't die meant that he had a strong will to live. But now, even if he didn't die, he wouldn't be able to live much longer. Fong Ping did not go forward to kill him. He did not have the strength to move now. The other party could not crawl out anyway. After catching his breath, Fong Ping saw that the middle-aged man was still crawling. He said with difficulty, "Why are you struggling? Do you think you're like us? Our bone marrow has mutated. Do you think you've mutated too? I might as well kill myself. The divine sect won't let you off." The middle-aged man's blurry eyes were filled with despair. He couldn't live. Just as Fong Ping had said, his injuries were so severe that even his Sanjiao gate was shattered. Even if he managed to escape from this place now, he would not survive unless he soaked in the energy essence to heal his injuries. However, even rank 9 martial artists valued this item greatly and viewed it as a precious treasure. He was only a rank 6 martial artist. Even if the evil sect had it, it was impossible for them to let him use it. This was not something that could be repaired with just a little bit of effort. Perhaps it would take a few kilograms of energy. With so many of them, it would be more than enough to cultivate a level 7. Divine sect, Bulsh * T-God sect. Fong Ping used his wealth to replenish his vitality force and mentality to prevent his injuries from worsening. At the same time, he said playfully, "Don't worry. Those bastards will join you sooner or later. How dare you ambush me? If I'm not dead, then you're finished. Originally, you guys could fight amongst yourselves. If you didn't provoke me, I wouldn't have had the time to deal with you clowns. But if you insist on provoking me, wait for this daddy to destroy all of you." As Fong Ping said that, he continued, "I suspect that your evil sect is also in constant internal strife. How dare you? A rank 6, come and kill me. Don't you know that I've killed countless rank SIXS in the Nanjiang catacombs? If we're not in the human world, do you think a rank 6 martial artist like you can force me to this point? If the evil sect has a source of information in the catacombs or someone in the upper echelons of the human race, they will definitely know about this news. Forget about rank 6. In the catacombs, even a rank 9 can't kill me. You, a rank 6, ask yourself honestly, if it wasn't because I didn't want to hurt the innocent, would you have forced me to this point? Dogs biting each other. Looks like you've offended someone. You've been framed on purpose. You haven't even achieved mentality-vitality fusion, yet you want to kill me? No wonder I suddenly received a text at night. Someone wants to ambush me. I thought it was someone who told me. Maybe it's your enemy? As Fong Ping spoke, although the middle-aged man's consciousness was starting to blur, he still heard it. His battered body stiffened, slightly, no longer crawling. Wang Jinyang, who was lying on the side, was speechless. This guy still had the mood to talk. So much. At this moment, he could not even move. He was afraid that he would fall apart. Fong Ping continued to pant, saying tiredly, "Looks like a few of the evil sect's high ranks were killed by us last time. Someone wants to take over. A peak rank. 6 like you probably has the same intention too, right? Is the evil sect trying to nurture more peak rank? 6 to become high ranks? Whose path are you blocking? I heard that there are a few evil sects too. Or are the other sects deliberately framing you? 3 rank SIXS died. If they're all from your sect, I'm afraid your sect is finished this time." The middle-aged man looked like he was already dead. He was sprawled on the ground. He could not even feel his breath. Fong Ping did not care about him. He started panting, saying in a low voice, "These idiots from the evil sect. Do they really think that I was the one who killed the high ranks last time? It's all because their own people betrayed their own people. Otherwise, how could so many high ranks have died? Human nature is really ugly to the extreme. That's good too. The more people die, the better." At this moment, Wang Jinyang suddenly said in a low voice, "They're dead. Stop fooling him." Fong Ping said lightly, "Do you think I'm fooling him? I'm serious. This time, someone really warned me in advance. Otherwise, if 3 rank SIXs ambushed me, I would really be in danger. However, the other party didn't have good intentions either. They only warned me at the last moment. It seems like they want to see us fight to the death. No need to guess. It's either the evil sect or the 2 major companies. If the others knew, they wouldn't have waited until then to warn us. Is what you said true?" Wang Jinyang was confused at this moment. Fong Ping said softly, "Of course it's true. Maybe it's his enemy. It's not surprising. It's too common for dogs to bite each other." "That's true." As the 2 of them were talking, the middle-aged man who seemed dead earlier suddenly said with difficulty, Upright Sun Martial Arts Dojo, Luha, Nanjiang Pill Company, Zhao, your people?" Fong Ping's gaze changed slightly. Kill them." As soon as he finished speaking, the middle-aged man's broken head suddenly tilted. Fong Ping sensed carefully. After a while, he said, "This time he's really dead." Although Wang Jinyang had the urge to sleep, he resisted the urge and panted. Could it be that he's spouting nonsense on purpose? I don't know. I'll look into it later. There must be some clues. These 2 people, are you familiar with them? Peak rank, 6. The few in Nanjiang. Wang Jinyang's face was as white as a sheet. Director Zhou died in battle. Lu He took over Upright Sun Martial Arts Dojo. As the largest martial arts dojo in Nanjiang, most of the casual martial artists in Nanjiang came from Upright Sun Martial Arts Dojo. Now, that Zhou Zhengyang died in battle, Lu He took over the dojo. If the other party was really from the evil sect, things would be a little troublesome. As he spoke, Fong Ping felt a monstrous aura coming toward him. He quickly said, "Don't talk later." Don't talk if there aren't more than 2 grandmasters." Okay. Wang Jinyang instantly understood what he meant. Right now, Fong Ping probably did not trust anyone, not even Commander Bai. While Wang Jinyang was still thinking, Fong Ping suddenly began to move. He burrowed into the gravel and said in a low voice, "Just say that you don't know where I am. Stall for a while. At least wait for another grandmaster to come." Wang Jinyang did not know what to say. Did this guy really suspect that Commander Bai was from the evil sect? The probability of that was too low. As the leader of the military, if Commander Bai was not trustworthy, then Nanjiang would really be in danger. However, Fang Ping insisted on doing this. There was no harm in being careful, so Wang Jinyang did not say anything else. Very soon, Fang Ping burrowed underground. Seeing this, Wang Jinyang shifted his body and covered the top of the hole he had burrowed into. He could not sense Fang Ping's aura underground at all. Not long after Fang Ping burrowed into the ground, a tall figure landed instantly. Commander Bai was wearing a military uniform. His expression was solemn. After looking around, he heaved a sigh of relief and hurried to Wang Jinyang. When he saw that Wang Jinyang's aura was extremely weak, Commander Bai quickly took out a bottle of pills and poured them into his mouth. He frowned and asked, "Jinyang, where's Fang Ping?" Wang Jinyang looked like he had just woken up. He panted and said, I'm not sure. Who did it just now?" "Commander," Bai asked again. Wang Jinyang seemed to be unable to speak. His lips moved, but no sound came out. "Your injuries are extremely serious. I'll look for Fang Ping first. Once I find him, we'll go back and treat him immediately." Commander Bai did not continue to ask. His mentality spread out and explored the surroundings. After a moment, Commander Bai's expression changed. Nothing. Fang Ping was dead. Only a dead person with no aura of life could hide from him. The next moment, Commander Bai performed the flight step and explored the surroundings. If Fang Ping was dead, there would be a huge mess. At the very least, those fellows from MCMAU would not let this go. Just as Commander Bai could not find Fang Ping after a moment of exploration, and had no choice but to return to his original spot, a few powerful auras were already closing in. Commander Bai did not speak again. Streams of vitality force entered Wang Jinyang's body to help him suppress the eruption of his injuries. After about 3 to 4 minutes, 2 silhouettes descended from the sky. "Old Bai, what's going on?" One of them, a square-faced man, asked hurriedly as soon as he landed. The other skinny old man also looked grim. "What's the situation?" Both of them quickly saw Wang Jinyang's mutilated body on the ground. Their expressions changed drastically. "Where's Fang Ping?" Commander Bai shook his head and said in a low voice, "I didn't find him." These 2 people were powerhouses from the nearby provinces. One was a powerhouse from Donglin, the other from Nanhu. Among the local powerhouses of Nanjiang, only he had rushed over. Usually, Zhang Dingnan would have rushed over. However, Zhang Dingnan's injuries were extremely serious now. Even if he had received the news, he would not have made it in time. Underground, Fang Ping still had not appeared. He wanted to wait a little longer, at least until someone familiar arrived. However, Magic City was quite far from Sun City. The people from MCMAU might not be able to rush over so quickly. After grinding for a while, 2 more grandmasters appeared on the ground. 5 grandmasters had arrived. At this moment, Fang Ping felt safe. It was impossible that all 5 grandmasters were from the evil sect. If that was the case, the evil sect would have opened the passageway long ago. As these people investigated, they helped Wang Jinyang stabilize his injuries. They were still talking in low voices when the gravel beneath them moved. They were instantly on guard, ready to attack. After a while, a scene that left them dumbfounded appeared. A shiny golden skeleton drilled out from the ground. At this moment, Fang Ping's arms were almost devoid of flesh. The other parts of his body were slightly better, but they were still badly mutilated. As he crawled out from the ground, he saw the grandmasters glaring at him. Fang Ping said hurriedly, "It's me, Fang Ping of MCMAU." "You're not dead," one of the Grand Masters blurted out. He was really shocked. This guy's injuries were so serious that even if he did not look closely, there was no need to look closely. Just by looking at him, even an idiot would know that his injuries were extremely serious. He was still not dead. Fong Ping's badly mutilated face did not change much, but it was obvious that he was not in a good state. "Grandmasters, do you have resurrection pills? I'm dying." As soon as he said that, they hurriedly took out some pills. Fong Ping took the pills and did not waste any time. Without even swallowing them, he stuffed them directly into his body through the hole in his chest. Seeing this, their expressions changed again and again. This vitality was extremely tenacious. They could see his internal organs clearly. At this moment, many of them were broken. Fong Ping stuffed the pills into his body and said, "Do you have energy essence? Grandmasters, borrow it first. MCMU will return it. I can't hold on any longer." They looked at each other. One of the old men smiled bitterly and said, "We really don't have it. Fong Ping, can you still hold on?" This injury was not easy to treat. They did not know where to start. On Wang Jinyang's side, they could still ensure that his injuries did not worsen. On Fong Ping's side, this injury was really not easy to treat. As for energy essence, what a joke. Did everyone have that? Commander Bai exhaled and said, "Wait a little longer. Wait for rank 8 golden body powerhouse to come." Rank 8 golden body powerhouses had imperishable substances. If they consumed too much, these rank 8s might not be willing. However, most people would not say no to consuming a little to help Fong Ping heal his injuries. The Grandmasters had no other choice but to continue waiting. They did not ask in detail. At this time, both of their injuries were extremely serious. Stabilizing their injuries was the priority. As for the corpse at the side, they had seen it. Deep down, they were still very shocked. A peak rank, 6 martial artist. This person had died here. If it was one of their own powerhouses, there was no reason not to meet them. If it was not, then how did this person die? What was up with the celestiality outburst earlier? Also, what was going on with Fong Ping's bones? The Grandmaster's eyesight was not bad. This was a real golden bone. A rank 5 martial artist actually had golden bones. This was too surprising. The fact that Fong Ping could live until now had a lot to do with this set of golden bones. Could it be that Fong Ping killed the peak rank 6? One by one, doubts surfaced in their minds. At this moment, the Grandmasters had too many questions to ask. However, seeing that Fong Ping and Wang Jinyang were focused on healing, they could only wait. After waiting for a while, the first powerhouse above rank 7 arrived. It was none other than Wu Chuan. Over at Nanjiang's catacombs, someone went in to report the news. The celestiality outburst in Nanjiang's territory was very important. Zhao Xingwu was still in the catacombs at this moment. Both sides had not erupted into a rank 9 battle yet. Wu Chuan was weaker than him. Upon receiving the news, he quickly walked out of the catacombs and rushed over. When Wu Chuan arrived, Fong Ping, who was still healing, suddenly said, "Senior Wu, help." Fong Ping? Wu Chuan was stunned. He really did not recognize Fong Ping. After looking closely, Fong Ping's face was a bloody mess, but he still looked a little human. Seeing this, Wu Chuan did not care about his golden bones anymore. He quickly patted Fong Ping. Wisps of faint golden substance passed from his hands into Fong Ping's body. After a while, some flesh grew on Fong Ping's bones. The cracks on Fong Ping's face also began to heal gradually. Fong Ping felt this change and was instantly overjoyed. The effect of the imperishable substance. Just as he was rejoicing, Wu Chuan suddenly stopped. Fong Ping was stunned. He said dryly, "Senior Wu, give me a little more, give me a little more." I'm really going to die. Wu Chuan smiled bitterly. You won't die. This is almost enough. I can't expend any more. If I expend any more, the Nanjiang catacombs will erupt into a battle, and I'll be affected. If he did not have a guarding mission now, Wu Chuan could still continue to help. However, he had a mission now. A rank 9 battle would erupt at any time. He could not overdraft too much imperishable substance. As for Fang Ping, he should not die. This fellow's injuries seemed to be extremely serious, but Wu Chuan could feel that this kid's vitality was also extremely strong. The benefits of golden bones were also starting to show. Life energy was growing on his bones. Compared to Fang Ping, Wang Jinyang was more troublesome. As he was thinking about this, suddenly a faint golden glow seeped out of Wang Jinyang's body while he was sitting cross-legged. Everyone at the scene was stunned. The few rank 7 grandmasters were so shocked that they did not know what to say. What was going on? Were these 2 monsters really rank 5? One had condensed golden bones. The other actually had imperishable substance seeping out of his body, helping Wang Jinyang recover from his injuries. They were shocked. Fang Ping's pupils contracted sharply. It was true. His guess was right. The imperishable substance really existed. Mutated martial artists like Old Wang were really powerhouses resurrected. On the verge of death, these imperishable substances were revived. Regarding MCMAU's guess, other than the few MCMAU powerhouses, only the central government knew about it. At this moment, the central government had not disclosed this news to the outside world. After all, it was just a guess. Everything had not been proven. Moreover, if this matter spread out, the impact would not be small. The others did not know. Wu Chuan should have known, but he had been in the catacombs all along and did not receive any news. At this moment, seeing the imperishable substance seeping out of Wang Jinyang's body, Wu Chuan looked at Wang Jinyang for a while, then turned his head to look at Fang Ping. Suddenly, Wu Chuan smacked his head. Did I go to the wrong place? Or was this a dream? 2 rank 5s. Were they really rank 5? These 2 people were rank 8 and rank 5, right? He was still thinking about this when Fang Ping suddenly hugged Wang Jinyang, his face full of lust and dissatisfaction. He said longingly, "Brother Wang, release a little more. Let me bask in the light. My flesh can't grow anymore. I don't want to be a skeleton. Give me a little too. Brother Wang, don't be stingy. You've accumulated it for thousands of years. It must be a lot. Give me a little." Fang Ping rubbed against Wang Jinyang with all his might. Everyone was completely dumbfounded. Who the F***CK could tell them what was going on? At this moment, everyone was starting to doubt their lives. Everything that happened today had subverted everyone's worldview. Chapter 4:16. Fang Ping had managed to scrape a little of the imperishable substance. Unfortunately, not much. Very little. Right now, Fang Ping's bones were covered in a layer of blood, which made him look even stranger. As for Wang Jinyang, his injuries had recovered a lot. The gaping hole in his chest had been mostly repaired, but that was as far as it went. The imperishable substance quickly disappeared without a trace. It came and went without a trace. Fang Ping observed carefully for a while. He did not discover where the imperishable substance came from. Beside him, Wu Chuan frowned deeply. After a while, he said in a low voice, "It's sealed in the Sanjiao Gate." Interesting. The Sanjiao Gate alternated between illusion and reality. It was said to exist, but in reality, it did not. It was said to not exist, but in reality, there were many secrets hidden in the Sanjiao Gate, such as energy and vitality. When one reached peak rank 6, one would sense that there was a large amount of energy and vitality sealed in the Sanjiao Gate. Was it inherent in the human body? or was it stored after cultivating for so many years? These could not be verified at the moment. The rank 9 Wu Chuan naturally had the imperishable substance, but his imperishable substance did not exist in the Sanjiao Gate. Instead, it was stored in his body. There was no such substance in Wang Jinyang's body. Wu Chuan glanced at Fang Ping. Fang Ping seemed to know something. Right now, Wu Chuan had actually guessed some things. Who had the imperishable substance? Rank 8 and above. Imperishable. Imperishable. This term did not exist now. It had existed since ancient times. Coupled with some legends, Wu Chuan naturally thought of many things. Not only Wu Chuan, but the others also fell silent. Although this battle was only a battle between a few middle-ranked martial artists, too many things were exposed. Very soon, Wang Jinyang opened his eyes, looking at his injuries that had mostly recovered. He did not make a sound, only revealing a thoughtful expression. Then, he pushed away Fang Ping, who was still hugging him. He had actually heard what this fellow shouted just now. After pushing Fang Ping away, Wang Jinyang looked at him for a while and suddenly said, "Where's yours?" "What? Where did your imperishable substance go?" Fang Ping was speechless. Where did I get this thing from? Old Wang had obviously misunderstood. However, after Wang Jinyang said that, the others also looked at Fang Ping. Wu Chuan's expression changed for a while. Then he humphed. Some people probably had it too, but in the end, he didn't use his own and instead freeloaded off someone else's. Wasn't he embarrassed? This thing was extremely precious. If he had known that this would happen, he wouldn't have wasted it just now. Although he didn't consume much, he wouldn't be able to recover it without 3 to 5 months of cultivation. Fang Ping was a little gloomy. If he said that he did not, would they believe him? Well, he didn't think these people would believe him. Fang Ping did not dwell on this. Just as he was about to speak, the sound of soft footsteps came from above the pit. Wu Chuan had noticed it long ago, but he did not care. He said casually, 1 rank, 3, and 2 aspiring martial artists. They should be from nearby. Fang Ping frowned. Without another word, he stepped into the air and flew out of the pit. Seeing that, the others were about to leave as well. The next moment, Fang Ping suddenly flew backward and searched the corpse not far away for a while. Suddenly, he frowned and started cursing. No one knew what he was saying. After cursing for a while, Fang Ping looked at the crowd and asked, "Grandmasters, can I borrow a piece of clothing?" The few grandmasters looked at each other in dismay. Everyone was wearing one piece. If they lent it to you, what were they going to wear? "My family is up there. If I go out looking like this, I'll scare them." Commander Bai, who was at the side, thought for a while and took off his military jacket. Among them, he was the only one who wore more. Fang Ping took the jacket and thanked him hurriedly. He quickly put it on, covering his horrifying arms. Looking at his thighs, where a large piece of flesh had cracked open, Fang Ping looked at the grandmasters again. The few of them were speechless. They could take off their shirts, but they had to take off their pants for him. Did he want them to go out with their legs bare? Fang Ping looked at Wu Chuan and laughed dryly. "Senior Wu, your martial arts uniform looks pretty good. Can I borrow it to cover myself?" Wu Chuan was helpless. After thinking for a while, he took off his martial arts uniform. Fang Ping hurriedly took it and wrapped it around his thighs. He sighed. "If I'm always like this in the future, I won't be able to go out in public. I hope the government can give me some energy essence to mend my flesh. This time, the people from the 2 major companies are too much." "What did you say?" Wu Chuan's expression changed instantly. The expressions of the other grandmasters changed as well. Fang Ping said faintly, "It's just a guess. It's just a guess. But the probability that they're from the 2 major companies is not low." Of course, this is just my personal guess. I'll confront the people from the two major companies sooner or later. If it's proven that they're the ones who ordered it, then even if everyone objects, Fang Ping, will take revenge. To kill me, these people have gone crazy. Wang Jinyang's eyes flickered, but he did not say anything. Fang Ping might have an ulterior motive for purposely saying that they were from the two major companies. The two major companies could deny any involvement in this matter. Others might find it hard to believe that the two major companies did it. However, when he thought of the other powerhouse's name that the deceased person had revealed, Wang Jinyang sighed softly in his heart. This time, if it was proven the two major companies would be in deep trouble, Fang Ping might not want to do anything. But when he thought of Fang Ping's series of actions in MCMAU, some things could be discussed. Wang Jinyang did not say anything. Wu Chuan's expression was extremely ugly. He said in a low voice, "Fang Ping, you can't talk nonsense. Although you were attacked this time, and you're the victim, before the matter is fully investigated, you'd better watch your mouth." This was definitely not a small matter. Once word got out, it would be a huge problem. The two major companies were involved in too many things. Once word got out that they disregarded the lives of ordinary people and attacked MCMAU and NMU prodigy martial artists, it might cause the entire martial arts university to rebel. There were many grandmaster powerhouses in the 99 martial arts universities. In addition, there were many powerhouses from the military and political fields, as well as powerhouses in the business world. Many of them came from martial arts universities. Even if they had graduated many years ago, they might not necessarily think from the perspective of martial arts universities. However, directly attacking prodigy martial artists, including their family members, was absolutely intolerable. If everyone was like this, society would be in chaos a long time ago. No matter how strong you were, unless you were truly alone, your family and friends would not all be powerhouses. Other than the evil sect martial artists, no martial artist from any force would dare to attack a martial artist's family. It would be fine if they did not find out. If they did, no matter who it was, even a rank 9 powerhouse, they would not be able to bear such a responsibility. If they went all out to investigate, very few people could hide it. If the two major companies really did this, they would be extremely stupid. When it finally exploded, countless people would be beheaded. From Wu Chuan's point of view, if Fang Ping was being hunted down by humans in the catacombs, it was possible that the two major companies were involved. On the surface, it was definitely the evil sect's doing. Fang Ping said mildly, "Senior Wu, you can't say things so confidently. If I, Fang Ping, am not confident, would I dare to say this? Of course, I will continue to investigate this matter. When my MCMAU grandmasters arrive, I will explain in detail." Wu Chuan's eyebrows were knitted together. Fang Ping was very confident. Moreover, MCMAU grandmasters were coming too. Who would come? He also graduated from MCMAU, but if this matter was confirmed to be the truth, how would he deal with it? The other grandmasters' expressions were also frighteningly solemn. This matter was no longer just a battle between middle ranks. It was not even Fang Ping's business anymore. If it was handled carelessly, a large-scale internal strife might erupt. Seeing this, Fang Ping smiled again. "Of course, grandmasters, don't worry. Before there is conclusive evidence, I won't speak carelessly in case it causes a negative impact. If any grandmaster is familiar with people from the two major companies, it's best to inform them and make a trip to Nanjiang as soon as possible. It's best if you can explain it clearly and clearly in private. If I can't explain it clearly and clearly, I don't believe that there's no place in this world that can stand up for me. Everyone is doing this. Unless you kill me now to silence me, otherwise, who will still fight for humanity?" Having said that, Fong Ping raised his arm and sneered. I haven't entered the catacombs many times, but I dare say that I, Fong Ping, have never let anyone down. The number of times I've bled for humanity is not small. There are not many middle ranks who can match up to the contributions I've made. Back in Magic City Catacombs, when Monster Sunflower City attacked, I was the one who brought back the information. In Nanjiang Catacombs, I was also the one who held back a rank 9, turning the situation around. Now, someone from the inside is making a move against me and even implicating my family. If I don't die, just wait and see. Fong Ping. Wu Chuan was just about to speak when Fong Ping interrupted. Senior Wu? No, Guardian Wu. This matter has nothing to do with the House of Guardians and the military department. Besides, there's no concrete confirmation now. Let's not talk about this for now. When I've investigated clearly, I'll seek justice. Wu Chuan did not speak again. His expression was extremely solemn. No one knew what he was thinking. The others were the same. All of them looked solemn. This matter would definitely be investigated clearly. This was not a small matter. Moreover, it had caused a lot of commotion now. There were also a few grandmasters in MCMAU. If they did not give an explanation, this matter could not be settled. Fong Ping did not continue speaking. Once again, he performed the flight step and flew upward. Wu Chuan glanced at Wang Jinyang and said in a low voice, "Why does he think that the 2 major companies did it?" Wang Jinyang shook his head. "I'm not sure. What do you think?" Wang Jinyang said in a low voice, "From the big picture, from a logical point of view, I hope it's a martial artist from an evil sect. I definitely don't hope it's someone from the 2 major companies. But there's no harm in investigating some things. Whether it's true or not, give a clear explanation. Otherwise, once a thorn is planted in one's heart, it will affect the entire future. If people are left with the impression that the 2 major companies persecuted heroes, all the grandmasters can predict what kind of consequences will occur. This has already crossed the line. People like us who disregard our lives in the catacombs never fear, never shrink from battle. What is it for? For that little bit of reputation that outsiders don't know about? How many martial artists would care about this?" Wu Chuan took a deep breath and said quickly, "All right, this matter will definitely be investigated clearly. Whether it's true or not, there will be an explanation. I will report to the central government. The Southern House of Guardians will also come forward, including the military department, the education department, and the Department of Investigation Services. There will be no favoritism. If it's true, no matter how serious the consequences are, we must completely purge everything." Wu Chuan said it extremely solemnly. This was really not a joke. It was too serious. Wang Jinyang did not say much either. Some things, even if you thought it was impossible, it might not be fake. Fong Ping seemed to be trying to fish for some benefits, but who could guarantee that the people today were from an evil sect or the 2 major companies? On the ground, by Jin Shan, and the others checked carefully. No one shouted. If they shouted at this time, who knew who they would call out? However, Bai Jinshan had underestimated the strength of middle and high-ranked powerhouses. If there were really enemies, no matter how careful they would have been discovered long ago. Fong Ping midair rose and landed in front of them in an instant. Bai Jinshan's expression was vigilant, and he got into an attacking stance. Fong Ping smiled. "It's me, Fong Ping. Brother." "Ping Ping." Fong Yuan rushed to Fong Ping's side, hugged him, and cried. She choked. "Brother, how are you?" "I'm fine." Fong Ping laughed. His hands were already in his sleeves, and he patted his sister's back. He laughed. "Are you stupid? How dare you follow me at this time? If I didn't kill the enemy, the aftershock would have killed all of you." Don't be stupid next time. What would happen to me? There are only a few rank 6 martial artists and only one peak rank 6. I've fought with rank 7, 8, and 9 martial artists before. Why would I care about this little trouble? If I wasn't afraid of hurting the Sun City residents, I would have used a big move to kill these clowns long ago. As soon as he said that, Fang Yuan and Fang Mingrong did not think too much. Seeing that Fang Ping could talk and laugh, both of them were so happy that they cried. They did not care about anything else. Bai Jinshan's expression changed drastically. He was indeed a peak rank, 6, and he was killed by Fang Ping. Fang, President Fang, you killed the enemy? For a moment, Bai Jinshan did not dare to call him by his name. With an indescribable shock in his heart, he asked softly, Peak rank, 6. 2 years ago, Nanjiang's governor, Zhang Dingnan, was a peak rank 6 martial artist. As for Fang Ping, he was not even a martial artist 2 years ago. Fang Ping smiled. Of course. Why else would I be chatting with you now? They're just a bunch of clowns. After this, I won't let them go. I won't stop until their blood flows like a river. As he spoke, the others flew up. Bai Jinshan hurriedly greeted them, one by one. As Sun City's commander, he still paid close attention to some information. He knew Nanjiang's commander Bai. He also knew a few of the others. Of course, it was hard to say whether they knew him or not. Seeing so many powerhouses here, Bai Jinshan felt much more relaxed. He was extremely worried about the previous battle between powerhouses. Now that there were so many grandmasters here, he could relax. Finally, Bai Jinshan took a look at Wang Jinyang. His pupils contracted slightly. Although Wang Jinyang's injuries were much better, the injuries on the surface of his body were not so easy to heal. Seeing that Wang Jinyang's chest still had a piercing wound, and he could even see the opposite side, Bai Jinshan was shocked by the brutality of this battle. On the other hand, he was shocked by these people's strong vitality. If it were him, with such injuries, he would have died long ago, not to mention being unscathed. Seeing that Fang Ping was still talking to his family, Wu Chuan said in a low voice, Fang Ping, come to the House of Commander later. We'll talk. We'll talk when everyone from MCMU is here. Fang Ping refused directly. He would not talk now. Without the strength, it was hard to talk. Wu Chuan heard that and frowned slightly. He did not say anything more. He took a deep breath and said, Okay, then we'll wait for you at the House of Commander. Having said that, Wu Chuan grabbed Bai Jinshan and flew away directly. The other grandmasters did not delay and followed one after another. One of them was still holding the corpse of the middle-aged man who was killed. Since everyone was here, they had to investigate this matter clearly. Now, in the small Sun City, 5 grandmasters and 1 high grandmaster had gathered. More powerhouses would come later. At this time, they were no longer worried about Fang Ping's safety. If they attacked now, even a rank 9 would have a hard time escaping. Seeing that everyone had left, but Fang Yuan was still hanging on to him, Fang Ping smiled and said, All right, it's fine now. You and Dad go back for New Year's dinner. I'll go and settle this matter later. Brother, Fang Yuan's tears and snot flowed down. She rubbed her face against Fang Ping's body and asked worriedly, Are you badly hurt? She saw Wang Jinyang too. He was badly hurt. His chest was pierced through. How could he not be badly hurt? As for Fang Ping, the flesh on his face had mostly recovered. However, some cracks were still there, making him look especially hideous. Fang Ping smiled and said, It's nothing serious. It's just a small injury. Don't be fooled by your brother Wang's scary injuries. It's just a small injury. Brother Wang, right? Wang Jinyang smiled bitterly and nodded. It was a small injury. It was a small injury. Without the imperishable substance to heal it, he would most likely be bedridden for a year or two. Moreover, even now, his injuries had mostly recovered. However, his bone marrow was exhausted, and he could not stand steadily. Fong Ping still said it was a small injury. This guy was really something. However, his family was here. Wang Jinyang did not refute and let him say whatever he wanted. Fong Mingrong looked at his son and stared at his hand. At this moment, Fong Ping's hand was hidden in his sleeves. Although he could not see anything, Fong Mingrong's expression was still heavy. It was fine for his son to lie to his daughter, but he could still see that the arms hidden in his sleeves were slightly empty. His injuries were probably not as simple as his son said. However, there was no use saying it now. It would only make his daughter and wife more worried. Fong Mingrong was worried, but he did not show it on his face. He tugged at his daughter and said, "Don't bother your brother. Let's go home first." As he said that, he pulled Fong Yuan down the mountain. Fong Ping did not use flight step. In reality, he was indeed an arrow at the end of its flight. It was difficult for him and Wang Jinyang to fly back. They would go down the mountain and take a car back first. Seeing that Fong Ping's father and sister were walking in front, Wang Jinyang said in a low voice, "The two major companies." Fong Ping smiled and said lightly, "Check it out. At the same time, use it as a deterrent. Next time there's trouble, just throw it at them, just in case." After this incident, even if they want to do it next time, they won't have the guts. The collaboration between MCMAU and Nanjiang hasn't spread yet. If it does, do you think the two major companies will just sit back and watch? Having said that, Fong Ping smiled and said, "All right, let's not talk about this for now. When the people from MCMAU arrive, we'll go to the House of Commanders together. No matter what this time, it's a fact that I was attacked, and I almost died." Fong Ping's expression suddenly darkened. He said coldly, "I've never suffered such a big loss. It's not just me, it's you too. If it weren't for the recovery of the imperishable substance, I'm afraid it would be difficult for you to recover from this injury." "The imperishable substance," Wang Jinyang murmured. Fong Ping smiled and said, "The ancient powerhouses have recovered. Actually, so have I. Brother Wang, do you still remember in ancient times when I founded the Celestial Court, and you were the first general of the Celestial Court?" Wang Jinyang's expression changed. He said in a low voice, "The Celestial Court. Have you forgotten? Looks like your memory hasn't recovered yet." Fong Ping smiled and said, "It's okay. It'll happen sooner or later. You're my Celestial Court's first general. Ironhead Li is my Celestial Court's Northern Expedition General. Yao Chengjun is my Western Expedition General. Back then, there were 108 generals in the Celestial Court. Unfortunately, in the final battle with the Catacombs Restricted Zone powerhouses, both sides suffered heavy losses. Countless fell. Now, everyone is starting to recover. It's okay if your memory hasn't recovered. Don't forget the glory of the Celestial Court. Sooner or later, all of you will return one by one. I'll definitely lead everyone into the catacombs again." Wang Jinyang's expression kept changing. He looked doubtful. Fong Ping sighed softly. "Don't think too much. I'm the Celestial Emperor. I've let everyone down. I've caused all of you to fall back then. Now, you've all lost your memories. Even if all of you have recovered your memories, it's okay if you don't recognize me. Actually, I don't want to be the Celestial Emperor anymore." Fong Ping, Wang Jinyang suddenly had a splitting headache. Mother asterisk Kerr. Was what this kid said true or false? He really could not be sure now. However, the recovery of the imperishable substance had confirmed one thing for Wang Jinyang. He was different from ordinary people. This could not be explained by a simple mutation. Chapter 417. Wang Jinyang's head hurt. He ignored Fang Ping. He did not want to ask, and he felt that he should not. If he asked too much, he might really take it seriously. Now, no matter what happened in the past, Wang Jinyang, was Wang Jinyang. Fang Ping did not say much either. He just said it casually. It did not matter if they believed it or not. If they really took it seriously, it would feel good to recognize him as their boss in the future. Forget it. Don't talk nonsense next time. Fang Ping suddenly shook his head. It did not matter if he talked nonsense with old Wang. If Wu Chuan and the others took it seriously, they might do something to him. Soon, Fang Ping and the others returned to scenic lake gardens. The car was not driven by Fang Ping, but by Fang Mingrong. Although Fang Mingrong did not buy a car and did not have a driver's license, he was still an official. He had learned to drive for a few days, so he had no problem driving. The entrance of the district, perhaps it could not even be considered a gate anymore. The original gate had collapsed long ago. Li Yueying had been waiting. When she saw Fang Ping get out of the car, tears streamed down her face. She hugged Fang Ping and did not let go. Fang Ping felt bad. This time, he was still a little careless. He did not expect the evil sect martial artists to come to Sun City to kill him. He had thought that someone would kill him, such as the two major companies. After entering the catacombs, this was a possibility. As for the evil sect, a few high-ranked powerhouses had died not long ago. Most importantly, Auspicious Peace was close to Sun City. Today, Auspicious Peace was guarded by grandmasters. Commander Bai was not the only one. Before this, Zhao Xingwu had even killed a high-ranked martial artist from the evil sect. Other grandmasters would often patrol the Nanjiang boundary. Under such circumstances, Sun City was no less safe than Magic City. Fang Ping did not expect the evil sect martial artists to be so arrogant as to come to Sun City to kill him on New Year's Eve. Many people did not expect this. However, it had already happened. There was no use talking about this now. Fang Ping did not think too much about it. He smiled and comforted his mother. There were still many martial artists patrolling the district. Some of the residents had already gone home. Some were still lingering outside. Fang Ping suddenly said, loudly, "The evil sect martial artists have been killed. Fang Ping, will bear all the losses today. The facilities in the district will be rebuilt soon. After today, the Fang family will move out of this place." Ping, before Li Yueying could speak, Fang Ping said softly, "It's time to move out, Mom. After today, do you think everyone will still be able to get along with us peacefully? Whether it is flattery or fear, it will disturb your peaceful life. As for what to do next, I'll think about it." Fang Mingrong, who was at the side, sighed and said, "If it doesn't work out, let's move to Shanghai. Now that my son's enemies are at my door, staying in Sun City will only distract my son. Before this, they were reluctant to leave their homeland. But now, staying in Sun City would only make his son worry." Fang Ping chuckled. "We'll see. There's no rush now. At least, nothing will happen in the near future. If the evil sects dare to come again, they will all die." To the public, Fang Ping still had to say that he was a member of an evil sect. Even if he wanted to deal with the two big companies, he couldn't affect the big picture. At the very least, after today's words, the government would not say that he did not see the big picture and would not show any signs of favoritism. "I've already considered the big picture, so it's time for justice to be served, right? Mom, Dad, go home for dinner. Although the window is broken, let's have our reunion dinner first. I'll have someone stand guard here." As he said that, Fang Ping waved at a plump martial artist beside him. The plump, middle-aged man walked over immediately, his face full of respect. "Commander Fang." Today, Fang Ping still held the title of Sun City's deputy commander. Fong Ping smiled and said, "Comfort everyone. I'll compensate for all the damages." "Oh, right. Were there any casualties?" The plump, middle-aged man said immediately. Commander Fong thought about the public and avoided the crowd. Other than some damage to the houses and infrastructure, other than a few people who fell and got injured, there were no deaths. "That's good." Fong Ping nodded. There were definitely injuries. It was not as simple as falling. At that time, the energy waves were intense. Some people's internal organs might have been injured. Fong Ping thought for a while and said, "We still need to do some checks. Check the houses near the battle zone. Let the martial artists do the checks. If the internal organs are injured, it won't feel obvious now. It'll be too late when it's discovered. I'll pay for all the treatment expenses." Fong Ping was generous now. He did not need to spend much money. Other things aside, the middle stage rank 6 martial artist that he had killed, whether or not he had anything else, at least he had a saber. If he sold the saber, the compensation would be enough. Fong Ping did not care about this small amount of money. He was prepared to earn more. The plump, middle-aged man was the director of the Department of Investigation Services. At this moment, he was extremely respectful. He said hurriedly, "Commander Fong, this is our negligence. Sun City's government should. There's no need." Fong Ping waved his hand. Who cared about this small amount of money? As for the fatties saying that they were negligent, Fong Ping was too lazy to say anything. In the whole of Sun City, rank 3 was the strongest. Should he let Bai Jinshan guard the door? Even if he did, it would be useless. A rank 6 powerhouse could smash him into pieces with a punch from a distance. When rank 6 powerhouses hid their auras, only people like Fong Ping could quickly detect them. If others stood in front of Bai Jinshan, he would not be able to tell them apart. Some things were hard to guard against. If the evil sect really wanted to kill ordinary people and was not afraid of the government going all out to kill them, it would be useless no matter where they went. Even in Magic City, they could not guard against it. Powerhouses had their own things to do. No one had the time to protect someone's family. Aside from Fong Ping, a large number of Grandmaster powerhouses who had ordinary people in their families were also living ordinary lives. Usually, the evil sect would not dare to do anything that would harm their families. Many people might not have the heart to care about these evil sect martial artists. Everyone was busy guarding the catacombs. There were too many things to do, unless it really endangered the safety of one side. Otherwise, dealing with the evil sect was the responsibility of the military department and the Department of Investigation Services. If the evil sect dared to harm ordinary people wantonly, they would be hunted down by the whole world. As for the talk about massacring the city a few times, Fong Ping could not be bothered at all, unless the other party was facing a life-and-death situation. Otherwise, who would dare to do such a thing? That middle-aged peak rank 6 had even threatened Fong Ping to massacre Sun City. Fong Ping could not be bothered with him at all. If he really did such a thing, other people aside, the evil sect's higher-ups would kill him directly, throwing him out to appease the government's anger, to prevent the government from searching and hunting him down endlessly. When that time came, it would not be a rank 6 matter anymore. Some fights were still limited to martial artists. After talking to the plump middle-aged man, Fong Ping asked his parents and Fong Yuan to go home first. Fong Ping would not be able to eat this New Year's Eve dinner. This was because Fong Ping had already sensed a familiar aura rising from afar. Fong Ping's vitality was also surging. Very soon, a few familiar auras were rushing toward him. This time, there were many people from MCMAU. Old Man Li's aura was rising. It was no longer vitality force, but celestiality that appeared in midair, flickering. He had not reached the stage where his mentality could materialize, but his mentality had been increasing rapidly recently. It was already close to Fang Ping's level. At this moment, when it erupted, it could also merge into celestiality. Wu Quishan was here too. His golden body's aura was unmistakable, intimidating all directions. Above Tang Feng's head, vitality penetrated heaven and earth. It was not much weaker than Huang Jing's beside him. Other than Lu Fengru and Lu Polu, a few MCMAU higher-ups were here. Lu Fengru was still in closed-door cultivation. She had not received the news. Wu Quishan and the rest had come personally, so there was no need to call her out halfway. Where is he? Old man Li's aura erupted, intimidating some of the Sun City martial artists nearby to the point that they could not breathe. Fang Ping saw that a few of them were in a hurry, steam rising from the top of their heads. He said quickly, "Thank you for your hard work, instructors. I've already killed them." As he said that, Fang Ping said proudly, "1 peak rank, 6, 1 middle stage rank, 6, 1 early stage rank, 6, I killed them all with 1 slash." Everyone's expression changed. Old Man Li shouted, "Tell me the truth." "That's the truth." Fang Ping said proudly, "I've condensed golden bones." Only now did they have the time to pay attention to this. Wu Quishan probed for a while, and suddenly a conflicted look appeared on his face. Mother of asterisk her, what a familiar feeling. Among the rank 8 powerhouses, everyone was familiar with this. He had really condensed golden bones. Last time, although Fang Ping was shining with golden light at that time, it was not considered a complete golden bone. Now, it was still slightly lacking. However, Wu Quishan glanced at Old Man Li, saying in a low voice, "It seems to be stronger than Li Chongqing's." Old Man Li's expression was pitch black. "What a joke." Fang Ping said matter-of-factly, "Of course, Instructor Li only has golden bones. His bone marrow hasn't been honed yet. I'm different. Other than my skull and bone marrow, the rest of my body has completely turned golden." Old Man Li was so angry that he wanted to chop someone up. He said furiously, "Do you know that I almost died of exhaustion after this trip? Son of AB asterisk TCH, you're still making sarcastic remarks to me?" Old Man Li was furious. He was F asterisk king attacking him again. "So what if you have golden bones, kid? My Sanjiao gate has been sealed. What about you? You're a middle stage rank 5. So what if you have golden bones? If you're not convinced, then fight me one-on-one." Fang Ping hurriedly smiled obsequiously. "No way. I'm not mocking you, instructor. Didn't you ask me to tell the truth? I'll tell the truth. I really killed him. Of course, Brother Wang helped me block for a while. I prepared for a while and killed the other party." Wang Jinyang, who was beside him, only then did he bow slightly as a greeting. In his heart, however, he was a little envious. MCMAU was indeed much stronger than NMAU. He really could not be envious. Fang Ping was attacked. With a call, 2 MCMAU golden body powerhouses came. 1 rank 7 came. And Tang Feng, who was half a grandmaster, came too. With such strength, it was no wonder that Fang Ping had the confidence to be arrogant. On the other hand, NMU had also participated in the battle this time. It was not that NMU did not want to send people, but 2 rank 6 powerhouses were still on the way. Wang Jinyang had also informed them that they did not need to come. 2 peak rank 6 who had not achieved mentality-vitality fusion would not have much effect even if they came. Wang Jinyang also did not want NMAU to participate in what was coming next. MCMAU had the confidence, but they did not. Fang Ping could handle it from the front. Old Man Li cursed for a while. Then his expression changed slightly. He asked in a low voice, "How's your injury?" Fang Ping looked at Wu Quishan and said pitifully, Vice Chancellor, please help me with some imperishable substance. I'm about to turn into a skeleton. Old Manly was too weak. His imperishable substance had not even been born. The corner of Wu Quishen's mouth twitched. Why did it feel like this kid deserved a beating when he said that? It was like borrowing money. Could this thing be helped just because he said it? If Fong Ping was about to die, then there was nothing to say. However, this kid was alive and kicking. There were no signs that he was about to die. At this time, using the imperishable substance to help him heal, he would not do it. Seeing that Wu Quishen was ignoring him, Fong Ping was helpless. Very quickly, he regained his fighting spirit. He gritted his teeth and said, "Instructors, let's go to the House of Commanders. This time, I won't stop until I extort a few $100 billion." Wu Quishen frowned suddenly. He said in a low voice, "What are you doing?" "Looking for trouble," Fong Ping said as he walked. "Don't worry. I'm not looking for trouble, for no reason. This time, I have evidence." As he said that, Fong Ping suddenly took off his clothes, revealing his broken body. The few people who saw it shuddered. This was not a light injury. "I'll go over like this. I'll show them that they can't even kill me, Fong Ping. Instead, I killed 3 rank SXS. When my strength improves, I'll see if there are any rank 9s who will come and kill me." The probability of him showing off was not high. The probability of him acting pitifully was higher. Naturally, the few of them knew his purpose. Old Man Li was still frowning. He said, "Who are you looking for trouble with?" "The 2 major companies." "Was it them this time?" "I don't know." Fong Ping shook his head. He added, "There's evidence. Before that peak rank 6 died, he gave up on 2 people." "Forget it. I won't say it now. When we go to the House of Commanders later, I'll tell you in front of everyone. Capture those 2 people on the spot." Both of them were now in River City. There was still a Grand Master from the Chamber of Commerce keeping watch over there. There was also the injured Zhang Dingnan. Fong Ping planned to let Wu Quishen make another trip. Whether it was true or not, he would capture them first. After all, these 2 people were not people from the government organizations. They were not people with high positions of power. If they were people from the military department or other places, they might not be able to capture them just based on suspicion. When the time came, they would investigate again under the eyes of so many grandmasters. If they wrongly accused the other party, Fong Ping could just apologize. It would not be a big deal. If they were not wrongly accused, that would be the best. As he said that, Fong Ping looked at Huang Jing and said, "We can sell our shares now." Huang Jing raised his eyebrows. He could not help but look at him. He said in a low voice, "Don't accuse others recklessly." This matter was not a joke. Fong Ping laughed. "I really didn't accuse others recklessly. Brother Wang can be a witness. Did the other party confess to those 2 people? Even if this person is from the evil sect, a peak rank 6 powerhouse from the evil sect confessed to an accomplice. Even if it's true or false, we still have to investigate, right?" Wang Jinyang, who was beside him, nodded. "That's true. I heard it too." As soon as he said that, Huang Jing said nothing more. As long as Fong Ping did not make it up and had evidence, he would definitely find fault with him. He could not pretend that he did not hear this. Since the other party had confessed to an accomplice, whether it was true or false, he must investigate. Even if it was proven that he was wrongly accused in the end, he could only apologize. Sun City, House of Commanders. When he sensed a few auras coming from the outside world, Wu Chuan rubbed his forehead slightly. So many people had come. If this matter was handled carelessly, something big would happen. "Are the people from the 2 major companies here?" Bai Jinshan, who was the weakest at the side, did not even dare to speak. The one who answered was Auspicious Sun City's commander, who said respectfully, "Guardian, The people from the two major companies are already on the way. However, they still need some time to rush here from Capital City. Also, Commander Zhou of the Military Department, Minister Wang of the Education Department, Minister Hu of the Department of Investigation Services. They are all on the way. The few ministers said that when they arrive, they will handle it together. Wu Chuan nodded slightly. It was the new year. If something like this happened, everyone would not have a good time this year. Also, there were still Fang Ping and Wang Jinyang. This was a matter worth paying attention to. A rank, 5 golden bone. A rank, 5 born imperishable substance. This matter had to be taken seriously too. How many more people like this were there? Yao Qingjun, Li Hansong. How many more had not been discovered? Or had they been discovered and hidden? If they all had such characteristics, did that mean that some things would undergo huge changes? Were these people really powerhouses above rank 8? Would there be a situation where they could recover their strength quickly? Sometimes it might not be a good thing to have too many unfamiliar powerhouses. Who knew if these people were good or bad, or if they had other intentions? What kind of attitude should they have towards these people? At the moment, it seemed that they were all young martial artists. Their abilities were not strong either. Sino Nation could almost ignore their existence. After all, peerless powerhouses could suppress everything. However, these people were the prodigies of the current generation. If they were not handled properly, it could easily cause a chain reaction. MCMAU's Fang Ping, CCMU's Li Hansong, FMS's Yao Qingjun, who did not have a few grandmasters backing them up. The more he thought about it, the more Wu Chuan's head hurt. If he had known, he would not have come. It would have been better to throw this matter to someone else. Right now, he was the only rank 9 present. The incident happened in the South. As the guardian of the South, he was the highest leader of the southern provinces in name. Wu Chuan was still thinking about this when he could already feel a few auras approaching outside the house. After a while, the half-skeleton Fang Ping swaggered in through the door. When Wu Chuan saw Fang Ping's expression, he knew that this kid was up to no good. He frowned and said, "Put on your clothes." Fang Ping shook his head and said, "I'm too badly injured. Wearing clothes will easily hinder my recovery." Wu Chuan really wanted to beat him up, but he was afraid of beating this kid to death. Moreover, he suspected that if he beat this kid up now, Fang Ping would continue to let him use the imperishable substance to heal him. The others did not utter a word. After the few higher-ups of MCMAU entered, these people then greeted each other. When he saw Wu Quishan enter, Wu Chuan did not remain seated. He stood up and nodded slightly. As an MCMAU graduate, even if he was a rank 9, an appropriate amount of respect was still necessary for MCMAU's vice-chancellor. Wu Quishan also exchanged a few pleasantries before each found a place to sit down. Wu Chuan waited for them to sit down before saying, "Let's wait a little longer. The others will be here soon." "All right." Wu Quishan did not speak much. Old Man Li and the rest did not speak at all. Seeing this situation, Wu Chuan knew that things were not going to be easy to solve. As for Fang Ping, just as he was about to break the silence and curry favor with a few grandmasters, his expression suddenly changed. He hurriedly trotted out of the door and said from afar, "Vice-Chancellor Chen, why are you here?" Qin Yaoding, who had descended from the sky, saw a half-skeleton running out. He was stunned at first, then his expression changed. "Can it still recover?" "Probably, I guess." Fang Ping replied, uncertainly. He had a feeling that it was possible, but the consumption would definitely be huge. "That's good." Qin Yaoding breathed a sigh of relief. "Kid, if you can't recover, do you expect my granddaughter to find a half-skeleton to be her husband?" Thinking of this, Chun Yaoting's expression suddenly turned a little ugly. Motherf asterisk cur. He was having a good New Year's Eve dinner when something like this happened. He was almost chased out of the house by his granddaughter. If it were not for the inconvenience of bringing someone along, his granddaughter would have run here herself. He had already said that he was in SCMAU. It would be too late if he went. There were powerhouses nearby who had rushed over. In the end, he had to make a mad dash in the middle of the night. Ignoring Fong Ping, Chun Yaoting also entered the house. Wu Chuan had actually sensed his arrival. Seeing that Chun Yaoting had come, Wu Chuan was actually a little surprised. This matter had nothing to do with SCMAU, right? Chun Yaoting was the #1 rank 7 in Sino Nation. He was close to achieving a golden body. He could not be treated as an ordinary rank 7. Chun Yaoting saw that Wu Chuan was a little doubtful. He said gloomily, "I'm only here to help." Wu Chuan nodded slightly, shooting a glance at Fong Ping. This kid had quite a lot of connections. Fong Ping did not look at him either. It was hard to say. He was not prepared for Chun Yaoting's arrival. The message he sent earlier was for a few MCMAU powerhouses. He did not send a message to Chun Yaoting. SCMAU was quite far from Nanjiang. Seeing that everyone was waiting, Fong Ping suddenly said, "Why don't we take this opportunity to capture 2 people and bring them here?" Everyone's attention was instantly drawn. Fong Ping said, "Before I killed the peak rank 6 martial artist earlier, I managed to dig out information about 2 accomplices. Their statuses are not low. Their abilities are not low either." Wu Chuan shouted instantly, "Why didn't you say so earlier?" Fong Ping said calmly, "I was afraid of accidents. How about this? This time, I'll have to trouble Guardian Wu and Vice Chancellor to make a trip to River City and capture them first." Wu Chuan let out a soft humph. This kid's suspicion was so serious that it could not get any worse. Was it necessary to send a rank 9 and a rank 8 together to capture people? However, since Fong Ping thought so, he did not say much. He said, "Who?" Upright, Sun Martial Arts Dojo's acting curator, Lu Ha, Nanjiang Pill Company's Zhao Yu. Of course, it could be Zhao Yu X or something. Anyway, just capture them all. Both of you have worked hard to make a trip to River City. As for the others, I don't mean to offend grandmasters, but please wait here for a while." Commander Bai's expression was already extremely ugly. It was not directed at Fong Ping, but at the 2 names. "Fong Ping, is what you said true?" "Absolutely true. President Wang can testify. There's no need for me to target 2 people I don't even know." Lu Ha, Zhao Yu. Commander Bai's expression was extremely ugly. After a while, he said, "All right, we won't leave. I'll have to trouble Guardian and Vice Chancellor Wu to make a trip. As for whether they had the authority to arrest people, Wu Chuan was the South's supreme leader. If he did it himself, there was no such thing as a saying." Wu Chuan glanced at Wu Quishan. Without another word, he stood up and walked out. Wu Quishan also stood up and followed. Upright, Sun Martial Arts Dojo was easy to deal with, but Zhao Yu, that was the supreme person in charge of the pill company in Nanjiang. Fong Ping did not know him, but they were familiar with him. Peak rank 6 was no longer a weakling. There were not many rank SIXS in Nanjiang province to begin with. Peak was even rarer, including a few martial arts universities, the military department, and the education department. There were about 10 of them. In an instant, 2 of them had been exposed. This was a big deal. Although these 2 people were not the higher-ups of the core departments, they were not to be underestimated. The 2 powerhouses left quickly. With their speed, they would reach River City in no time. Everyone in the concourse fell into silence. At this moment, no one left. They could not leave now either. Otherwise, they would be inviting trouble for themselves. As for Fang Ping, he did not care about these things anymore. He gave Wang Jinyang a look and pointed at his chest. Wang Jinyang frowned slightly. This kid, let him make things worse. Was that necessary? All right, it might be of some use. Wang Jinyang was helpless. After thinking for a while, the wound on his chest cracked open slightly, and a lot of blood flowed out. At this moment, many grandmasters' expressions turned extremely strange, disregarding everything else. If Zhao Yu was confirmed to be a problem, the pill company would not be able to solve this problem without spending a lot of money this time. Chapter 4:18. Outside the House of Commanders, the sound of fireworks and firecrackers that had disappeared earlier rang out again as midnight approached. Although there had been a great battle between powerhouses, it did not cause too much damage. The destruction was mainly concentrated in the scenic Lake Gardens area. When the government sent people to announce it everywhere, the police and Department of Investigation Services personnel went out to patrol and spread the news, knowing that the evil sect martial artists had been killed. Now that Sun City was guarded by grandmaster powerhouses, the people of Sun City had calmed down. The New Year was still extremely important to the Chinese. Compared to the great battle that had passed, it was more important to celebrate the New Year's reunion. While it was bustling outside, inside the House of Commanders, the atmosphere was getting heavier. The rank 3 by Jinshan was about to collapse to the ground. There were more and more grandmaster powerhouses. Moreover, these people were talking less and less. Many of them came from outside and did not communicate at all. At most, they would nod and greet the other grandmasters before finding a place to sit and wait. The rank 3 by Jinshan could not take it anymore. The upper stage rank 4, Auspicious Sun Commander, felt his back breaking out in cold sweat. This was probably the first time he had seen so many grandmasters in his life. Including the few people from MCMAU, there were more than 10 grandmasters here now. Just as the two of them were extremely nervous, everyone in the hall suddenly looked outside the house. At this moment, a few extremely powerful auras descended outside the house. Fang Ping, how dare you frame others? Do you really think no one can stop you? Outside the house, as soon as the person landed, a middle-aged man with a violent aura roared in anger, his voice extremely cold. A powerful force of coercion headed straight for Fang Ping. Fang Ping dared to slander the 2 major companies for attacking him in the residential area. This was a serious crime. The person's aura was extremely strong. In the next moment, Old Man Li's vitality soared to the sky, directly lifting the roof. Zhang Minghong, do you want to die? The chaos-vanquishing saber at Fang Ping's waist appeared in Old Man Li's hands instantly. With a hum, the chaos-vanquishing saber was unsheathed instantly. Old Man Li said coldly, "You think I can't kill you?" Zhang Minghong, who gave you the guts? At the same time, Chun Yaoding and Huang Jing stood up at the same time. The blood-red glow above their heads soared to the sky. Celestiality intertwined, causing the void to tremble. Fang Ping's face paled slightly. Then he turned around and shouted, "CEO Zheng, are you trying to kill me to keep me quiet?" Several auras clashed in midair, and the atmosphere was extremely tense. The next moment, Commander Bai flew into a rage and bellowed, "Do you really think there's no one capable in Nanjiang? Stop right there. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite." Although there were golden body powerhouses fighting right now, Commander Bai was only a rank 7. He was still awe-inspiring and fearless. He scolded angrily, "Who gave you the guts to fight here?" "Stop." At the same time, Another aura of the golden body rose instantly. Zhou Dinghua from the military department had arrived. Zhou Dinghua's expression was cold to the extreme. He descended from the sky and looked at the few people who were confronting each other. He shouted coldly, "Enough! Weren't they all too free? If you're too free, go to the catacombs to fight. This is not a place for you to show off." Outside the house, Zhang Minghong's expression was ugly. He said in a low voice, "Commander Zhou, it's not that I, Zhang Minghong, want to show off, but Fang Ping has repeatedly slandered the pill company. Now, it was no longer slandering, but framing. The elixir company was established 80 years ago. For the past 80 years, the company had been cautious and conscientious, never daring to slack off. Whether it was the military department or the martial arts universities, could it be that they had forgotten the contributions made by the elixir company all these years? They all thought that the elixir company was a logistics department. They just needed to focus on development and earn big bucks. Who could still remember all these years in order to improve all kinds of pills? How many martial artists from the elixir company had tested the pills on their own bodies? They were willing to take extraordinary risks just to improve the effects of the pills and reduce the toxicity of the pills. What was the result? How many people died in the process of experimenting? And how many people were tortured in the process of testing the pills? Now, our elixir company has become the scum in this ignorant kid's mouth. How could he not know that if the elixir company had not improved the formula time and time again and carried out technical research and development, would a kid like him even have the chance to enter a martial arts university? 80 years ago, the cost of a vitality pill was 5 times the current price, but the efficacy was only half of what it is now. Could it be that people like us are evil because we haven't gone to the battlefield and fought until our heads bleed? Have we not contributed to the martial arts world? Zhang Minghong said angrily, "What right does Fang Ping have to judge the elixir company's rights and wrongs? What right does he have to spout nonsense in front of us?" Everyone fell silent. Fang Ping said calmly, "CEO Zhang, no one denies the elixir company's contributions and efforts, and no one says that research and development in the back does not contribute. You don't have to put a big hat on me the moment you come. You're a rank 8 golden body powerhouse, and you don't have to put on a show of strength the moment you come. Whether it's right or wrong, the judgment will be made. Is I, Fang Ping, trying to frame you? Now that all the departments are here, more than 10 grandmasters, do I, a rank 5 martial artist, dare to frame you? Do you think that everyone's eyes can't see and ears can't hear? Or do you think that I, Fang Ping, or MCMAU, can control the governorships and the central government of the provinces? You're agitated the moment you come. As a rank 8 golden body powerhouse, don't you have this little bit of self-control? Or you already know something. Can I take it that you're bluffing and planning for the future? Impudent. You're the impudent one." Old man Li's eyes were cold and fierce, his vitality soaring. He shouted, "If you dare to bully the weak, even if everyone is here today, I will kill you." "Li Changsheng, do you think I'm afraid of you?" Zhang Minghong shouted angrily. "You really think that you're a rank 8? Try me then." Old man Li snorted coldly. "Why would I need a rank 8 to kill you? Insolence, then let me try your longevity sword." As soon as he finished speaking, the two of them were ready to fight. Zhou Dinghua's expression was so gloomy that it was about to drip water. He said coldly, "All of you, shut up. Do you think that no one can control you and that you can do whatever you want?" Commander Bai stood up too, his expression extremely ugly. The other grandmasters stood up one after another. A few old grandmasters quickly said, "Everyone, please calm down. Before the matter is investigated Clearly, there's no need to do this. After a while, a few more powerhouses landed on the ground. Looking at the scene in the field, someone shouted, "What are you doing? Are you rebelling? Zhang Minghong, Li Changshan, what are you doing?" Do the pill company and MCMU still have a sense of the big picture? All of you go in and sit down. Since it's happened, let's investigate. Investigate clearly. Fighting at the drop of a hat. Has your brain been damaged from practicing martial arts? The few people who came later included the Deputy Minister of the Education Department and the Deputy Minister of the Department of Investigation Services. There were rank 8s and rank 7s. A few of them looked dissatisfied. The matter had not even started to investigate, and they had just started to talk, and now they wanted to fight. Did these people really think that there were no rules? Zhang Minghong did not say a word. Old man Li did not say a word either. The others were still trying to persuade them to make peace. Seeing this, Fang Ping walked out of the hall, looked at the crowd, and said, "Dear Grandmasters," the moment CEO Zheng came, he did not ask for right or wrong and used his rank 8 aura as he pleased. "I'm seriously injured now. CEO Zheng is a rank 8, and I'm a rank 5. Do you want to silence me, or do you think that I, Fang Ping, am weak and can do whatever you want? If Sino Nation still has laws and regulations, don't tell me there's no explanation for this matter. If no one upholds justice for me, will CEO Zheng kill me if he wants to? Have I, Fang Ping, wronged Sino Nation or betrayed humanity? Are the military department, the education department, and the Department of Investigation Services just going to let this happen? Are those with weak abilities destined to be sacrificed? If that's the case, what's the difference between a Sino Nation and a government like this and a cult? They might as well just kill all humans below high ranks and rely on the catacombs. Fang Ping, don't talk nonsense. Zhou Dinghua shouted softly, a hint of dissatisfaction on his face. Fang Ping raised his head and looked at him, saying in a low voice, "Commander Zhou, did I say anything wrong?" CEO Zheng attacked me the moment he came. He's talking about the contribution of the pill company, but does it mean that MCMAU has no contribution as well? Let's not talk about the distant ones. Let's talk about the recent ones. The old vice-chancellor died in battle. Vice-Chancellor Liu was seriously injured. And Dean Li's situation that day, Commander Zhou knows better than anyone else. This is only the situation of a few grandmasters, those middle and low-ranked instructors and students, which one of them did not shed blood and shed their lives. My MCMAU's school archives can no longer hold the memorial tablet. My southern area cemetery can no longer bury skeletons. Contribution? Who didn't contribute? You didn't even ask a question and attacked me just like that. Are you bullying me because I'm too weak or because I didn't contribute? Zhang Minghong's expression was ugly. He stared at him and said, "Fang Ping, everyone here is watching whether I attack you or not. If I really attack you, do you think that Li Changshen and the others can protect you?" He had released his aura at the beginning only to put Fang Ping in his place. As for attacking him and silencing him, that was purely Fang Ping's nonsense. However, he did not expect the MCMU crowd to react so fiercely. He was a rank 8 powerhouse, reprimanding a junior. Under normal circumstances, it was not a big deal. Fang Ping did not say anything, but the flesh on his body suddenly collapsed. His face also began to crack. Fang Ping did not say anything either. He just stared at the other party. Zhang Minghong's expression instantly turned ugly. Zhou Dinghua frowned and said, "Fang Ping." Fang Ping said lightly, "In the previous battle, I was seriously injured and on the verge of death. Guardian Wu used the imperishable substance to keep my injuries from worsening. Does CEO Zheng not know that after I fight with a peak rank 6, I will definitely be seriously injured? I think that after CEO Zheng landed, with your rank 8 vision, you will be able to discover this. If that's the case, then I have reason to suspect that you want to kill me. A rank 8 and a seriously injured and dying rank 5. Even if it's just an aura, won't they kill me? Or does CEO Zheng think that a rank 8 needs to really attack a seriously injured rank 5 to be considered as wanting to kill? Zheng Minghong's expression was gloomy, but he did not say anything. The deputy minister from the Education Ministry was also familiar with Fang Ping. He was the one who hosted the previous second martial arts university championship. At this moment, seeing that Fang Ping's flesh had cracked all over and his arms had almost completely lost flesh, Minister Wang sighed softly and said, "All right, Fang Ping." CEO Zheng was just angry in the moment. As he said that, Minister Wang's tone changed. He looked at Zheng Minghong and said, "CEO Zheng, his injuries have worsened. Help him for a while. Everyone should calm down about what happened earlier." Zheng Minghong's expression changed slightly. Was he asking him to use the imperishable substance to help Fang Ping heal? After all, Minister Wang was from the Education Ministry. Martial arts universities also belong to the Education Ministry. Fang Ping was currently the #1 student in martial arts universities. It was completely understandable that Minister Wang would help Fang Ping. As soon as Minister Wang finished speaking, Zhou Dinghua also said, "Stabilize his injuries first." Beside them, Minister Hu of the Detective Department also nodded slightly and said, "CEO Zheng, I'll have to trouble you with this." He did not care about anything else. Zheng Minghong had nothing better to do. He just had to intimidate Fang Ping. If MCMAU did not care about this, it was actually not a big deal. It was not like he had really hurt Fang Ping. A rank 8 powerhouse exuding some pressure on a rank 5 martial artist. If they were on good terms, it could be seen as a test of a junior's strength or simply a joke. People like Huang Jing often pressed Fang Ping to the ground, which was much more serious than what he was doing now. However, the point was that both parties were not on good terms, and their relationship had even deteriorated. It was not that Fang Ping did not have people on his side, and he was not afraid of Zheng Minghong. At this time, if Zheng Minghong did not pay a price to settle this matter, it would be difficult to continue the discussion. The other grandmasters were silent. Zheng Minghong had probably been a CEO for too long. He had long forgotten that not everyone was his subordinate when it came to the pill company. The rank 5 of the pill company trembled with fear when they saw him. If it were a rank 5, or even if he had pressured Wang Jinyang, there was a high probability that nothing would happen. Even if he had suffered a small loss, Wang Jinyang had to admit it. However, he just had to find Fang Ping. Everyone knew that Fang Ping had saved Li Changxing's life. If Zheng Minghong really dared to hurt Fang Ping, Li Changxing would not let it go easily. Although Li Changxing was ranked last on the list, and everyone knew that he was not a true rank 8. However, if Zheng Minghong really thought that he could win Li Changxing, then he was probably thinking too much. Li Changxing was not too far away from rank 8. He had even slashed a rank 8 with his sword before. In a life-and-death battle, could Zheng Minghong, a rank 8 who had not entered the catacombs for many years, really survive in a life-and-death battle? Of course, there were still powerhouses from various tribes here. Both of them would not really fight. However, the atmosphere was so tense that it was not a good thing either. Zheng Minghong's expression was ugly. He admitted that he had been a little off track in the beginning. In his opinion, a rank 8 intimidating a rank 5 was really nothing. He did not do anything to Fang Ping. What was wrong with releasing some pressure? However, on MCMAU's side, The reaction was too intense. Not only MCMAU, but Zhang Minghong also glanced at Qin Yaoding at the side from the corner of his eye. Why did this old man get involved too? SCMAU's vice-chancellor was a peak rank 7 existence, only one step away from rank 8. The key was, this old man had a divine weapon. Yes, Qin Yaoding was known as the first rank 7 in Sino Nation. It was not only because his cultivation was very close to rank 8. The key was that he had a divine weapon that was even stronger than Zhou Zhengyang's. Zhou Zhengyang was also a peak rank 7 with a divine weapon. However, according to the previous ranking, Zhou Zhengyang was actually not as good as Qin Yaoting. Although Zhang Minghong was a golden body powerhouse, it was hard to say who would win if he went up against Qin Yaoting. Now, Li Changxing was also eyeing him. This made Zhang Minghong's heart extremely sullen. Since when did a rank 8 have to bow down to a rank 5? Just as Zhang Minghong was still thinking about this, the golden glow of Fang Ping's bones suddenly dimmed. Then he went limp on the ground. His internal organs started to shatter visibly. Zhang Minghong's expression changed drastically. He was seriously injured and on the verge of death. He really felt that he had been wronged to the extreme. Beside him, Li Changxing shouted angrily, "Quick, I don't have imperishable substances. You guys save him quickly. If Fang Ping dies, I'll kill you." Huang Jing's expression was also ugly. He said in a low voice, "CEO Zheng, you're so cruel to MCMAU's people. As a grandmaster, ask yourself honestly, do you deserve the title? You guys." Beside him, Zhou Dinghua frowned, but did not say anything. His hands glowed with gold light, and he started to treat Fang Ping's ruptured internal organs. Minister Wang of the Education Ministry also started to act quickly. He could not let Fang Ping die. This situation did not seem right now. Actually, many people felt that something was wrong. Zhang Minghong's pressure was pushed back as soon as he released it. How did it become so serious? However, Fang Ping's injuries were really very, very serious. Among the people present, perhaps only a few people knew what was going on. Fang Ping's injuries were indeed very serious. He had been holding on all this while. Li Changxing also knew that Fang Ping had been recovering a large amount of vitality to prevent his injuries from worsening. Zhang Minghong really did not hurt him. However, this kid had given up on using vitality to heal himself, allowing his injuries to worsen. As a result, his injuries were really very serious. This was not fake. Zhang Minghong had to admit it, even if he did not want to. Even if everyone knew that this was probably caused by the previous fight with the peak rank 6 who asked him to have nothing better to do. Why did he have to pressure others? A person who was alive and kicking just a moment ago was suddenly on the verge of death. If he did not take responsibility, who would? Zhang Minghong's expression was very conflicted. This time, he was really down on his luck. In this situation, if he still did not act, the two ministers would not keep using the imperishable substance to help. If Fang Ping really died, it would not be their responsibility. With so many grandmasters present, if something really happened to Fang Ping, Zhang Minghong would not be able to explain himself even if he had 10 mouths. In the next moment, Zhang Minghong's expression darkened. Without a word, he pressed his hand on Fang Ping's body, and a ray of gold light emitted. At this time, Zhou Dinghua and Wang Jing stopped. As for Fang Ping, he sensed Zhang Minghong's attack and quickly absorbed the imperishable substance to heal himself. When he saw that Zhang Minghong was about to stop, Fang Ping's internal organs suddenly ruptured again. Zhang Minghong almost vomited blood. Good, very good. Zhang Minghong felt that he had learned something new. After living for so many years, he was actually tricked by a rank 5 kid. He had been in a high position for many years, and the pill company did not have much competition. The company's subordinates were also very respectful to him. The provincial governors and martial arts universities, including the military department, were actually very polite to him in order to get more free pills. Zheng Minghong was not very shrewd. It was not that he did not have any tricks up his sleeve, but when he looked down on them, he really did not care too much about these middle and low-ranked martial artists. This time, he was careless and was tricked by a 20-year-old young man. At this moment, Fang Ping's injuries were actually starting to improve. Flesh was growing on his bones again. But this kid, he did not heal himself, and his internal injuries were still worsening. The imperishable substance he absorbed all went into his bones. Therefore, in everyone's eyes, Fang Ping's injuries were still worsening. It was not an act, it was really worsening. It was difficult for Zheng Minghong to stop now. This scene made Wang Jinyang, who was watching from the side, feel a little jealous. People with backing were indeed different. If it were him, old Wang felt a little uncomfortable. If it were him, even if NMAU's 2-peak rank SIXS were here, he really did not have the confidence to face a rank 8 powerhouse. Not to mention tricking this rank 8, the suppression from before would probably be brushed off. Even if he did not, if they were at Fang Ping's level, Zheng Minghong would probably also stop. The imperishable substance was the foundation of a rank 8. No one would waste it. Zheng Minghong wanted to, but he had to at least make Fang Ping's injuries look less serious. Li Changsheng and the others were still glaring at him from the side. Zheng Minghong's face was full of anger. The other rank 8 powerhouse beside him, however, did not say a word. He was secretly glad that he did not step forward. This was the old CEO of the weapons company. Zheng Minghong wanted to take Fang Ping down a notch the moment he arrived. Actually, he was very happy to see it. This time, Fang Ping said that the martial artists who attacked him were from the 2 major companies. This matter really made them very angry. This kind of thing could not be taken lightly. Before coming, everyone had actually considered in their hearts that they must not be weak and compromise. At this time, if they were weak and looked guilty, that would be the real big trouble. Moreover, they knew what MCMAU was planning. They also could not let MCMAU's conspiracy succeed. This was not just a matter of MCMAU alone, but a big change that involved the entire Sino nation. Now that the 2 major companies had taken a step back toward MCMAU, it might cause a chain reaction. MCMAU's matter was a small matter. The change in the entire situation was a big matter. Therefore, the 2 major companies' idea was to be strong to the end, never compromise. The main culprit was this kid Fang Ping's nonsense, framing the 2 companies. Deterring Fang Ping was the 2 major companies' idea. Zheng Minghong taking the first step was in line with the 2 major companies' interests and also in line with their expectations. In the end, Zheng Minghong was tricked. At this moment, the weapons company's CEO felt that it was really not bad that he was 1 step behind. How could the imperishable substance be consumed like this? This time, Zheng Minghong would not be able to make up for it without half a year of cultivation. However, thinking about it, this kid Fang Ping was really bold. By tricking Zheng Minghong like this, he had really offended him. Thinking about it again, it seemed like he had already offended him enough. Thinking about it this way, the weapons company's CEO suddenly felt that this kid could only profit, not lose. Chapter 419. The Admiral's Office. After a while, Zheng Minghong stopped. Fang Ping was about to continue rupturing his internal organs when old man Li, who was beside him, kicked him without batting an eyelid. That's enough. Even if your internal organs were crushed, no, your head was crushed, they wouldn't work for you anymore. In just a short while, Zhang Minghong had infused quite a lot of imperishable substance. It was comparable to the amount that Wu Quishan had infused to save Lu Fengru. Without a year and a half of cultivation, he would not be able to make up for it. Of course, Zhang Minghong rarely went to the catacombs in recent years. Old man Li did not think it was a big deal. Seeing this, Fang Ping did not waste any time. Very quickly, he crawled up from the ground and said with a respectful expression, "Thank you, ministers, for saving my life. Thank you, CEO Zhang, for forgetting our past enmity and protecting me. It is precisely because of the selfless contributions of the Grandmasters that martial arts can prosper in Sino Nation. It is also because of the selfless contributions of the Grandmasters that martial artists of the younger generation have the motivation to keep moving forward. Rather than thanking him, he might as well not thank him." The two ministers smiled and nodded slightly. The more Zhang Minghong listened, the more upset he felt. He couldn't be bothered to pay attention to him. "Why didn't you say that earlier?" Zhang Minghong didn't say a word. He walked to the side and sat down, pretending that nothing had happened. Now, no matter how polite Fang Ping was, he would not take it seriously. After walking to the roofless hall and sitting down, Zhang Minghong asked, "Is Guardian Wu not here?" Commander Bai glanced at him. Seeing that both parties were no longer fighting, he said in a low voice, "The Guardian has gone to Jiang City. Please wait a moment." Rivertown. Zhang Minghong was deep in thought. It didn't seem to be anything good. While he was thinking, Fang Ping had set up a mentality barrier and was discussing with the people from MCMAU softly. "Teacher, if there's really something wrong with Xiaoyu later, then we'll keep a close eye on the two companies. At the very least, sell your shares." Huang Jing frowned slightly. What if Xiaoyu is fine? No problem, but he couldn't just randomly frame them. Huang Jing did not approve of this either. The bottom line should still be upheld. Fang Ping laughed. "Naturally, I hope it's fake. If it's fake, then it's fine. It's better to make things clear than not. But if it's true, then you can't just dismiss us with a few words." At that time, he could just casually say, "This is a personal matter. Teachers, please don't let it go just like that. If we don't sell the shares in our hands, we'll have offended them again. If we want to use these shares to gain benefits, it'll be impossible. Anyway, they know our motive. Anyway, if there's a problem with Xiaoyu, we'll drag the two big companies down with us. This is their problem, so they have to take responsibility for it." Huang Jing took a light breath and said in a low voice, "If there's really something wrong with Xiaoyu, then naturally they won't let it go just like that. But let me remind you, if there isn't, then this matter will end here. You have to understand, the two major companies are involved in many things." "I know." Fang Ping nodded. Then he dispersed the mentality barrier. Zhang Minghong, who was opposite him, gave him a sideways glance but said nothing. But soon, Zhang Minghong could not take it anymore. Fang Ping, who had stopped talking, was focused on recovering from his injuries. This was not the key point. The key point was that this kid's golden bones suddenly emitted a lot of golden radiance and started to grow flesh and blood. Zhang Minghong was so angry that he wanted to vomit blood. These imperishable substances were his. Fang Ping, this bastard. As expected, he did not use these to recover just now. Instead, he stored them in his golden bones. Most martial artists would not be able to store these things. But Fang Ping had golden bones. Golden bones. Zhang Minghong was almost muddle-headed from anger. Only now did he care about the main point. This kid actually had rank, 8 golden bones. Zhang Minghong's expression was getting uglier. This kid was not a golden body, yet. If he had become one, he would turn the pill company upside down. As he was thinking about this, everyone in the concourse suddenly looked outside the house. Wu Chuan and the others landed from the sky, directly into the concourse. Wu Chuan swept a glance at the roof that had been flipped over. He frowned slightly and glanced at everyone. Old Man, Li pretended not to see it. He did not care about those things at that time. Wu Chuan did not say much either. He could guess what had happened. At this moment, Wu Chuan was holding two people in his hands. One of them looked deathly pale and severely injured, while the other looked calm, nothing out of the ordinary. Behind them, Wu Quishan landed. He had also brought someone along, Zhang Dingnan. The incident happened in Nanjiang. Zhang Dingnan had wanted to come a long time ago. Unfortunately, his injuries were not light, and he could not make it. These two went to River City to arrest people. Naturally, they had to inform him so that Nanjiang could cooperate with the investigation. Zhang Dingnan got a free ride and came along with them. As soon as they landed, Fang Ping hurriedly asked Wang Jinyang in a low voice, "Who's injured?" "Lu Ha." Fang Ping raised his eyebrows slightly. Being injured at this time actually meant many things. However, Zhao Yu looked calm. Although Fang Ping felt that a peak rank 6 powerhouse was very important to Nanjiang, it would be best if he was not an evil disciple. However, compared to the two of them, if there was really an evil disciple, Fang Ping felt that Zhao Yu was more in line with his own interests. However, from the looks of it, Zhao Yu was safe and sound. Wu Chuan also did not make a move on him. This meant that the other party's identity had not been confirmed yet. Fang Ping felt that something was not right. Zheng Minghong could not help but frown. Wu Chuan brought two people. One of them was injured. As a guardian, Wu Chuan would not make a move on someone without evidence. And if something happened to one person, it meant that the probability of something happening to the other person who was also brought was not low. As for Zhao Yu, it was impossible that he did not know him. That was the person in charge of the pill company in Nanjiang, peak rank 6. In the pill company, he was also one of the higher-ups. If there was really a problem, Zheng Minghong felt a little uneasy. If something happened to Zhao Yu, the problem would be serious. Zhao Yu was in charge of everything in Nanjiang's pill company, although he did not master some core pill manufacturing techniques, including the most core secret pill recipes. The other party knew a lot of things. If Zhao Yu leaked it, Zheng Minghong's expression did not change, but he was a little nervous inside. Beside him, the expression of the weapons company's CEO was slightly better. Fortunately, he did not see anyone from his company. However, the pill company and the weapons company could actually be seen as one. If something happened to the pill company, the weapons company would definitely be implicated. Actually, many of the higher-ups of both companies had also taken turns to hold positions in the two major companies. Wu Chuan did not care what everyone thought. He said as soon as he landed, "Upright Sun martial arts dojos, Lu Ha tried to resist and escape when Nanjiang asked for assistance in the investigation. I injured him." He did not make a move as soon as he arrived in Nanjiang. Instead, he invited these two people to assist in the investigation through the Nanjiang House of Governors. In the end, the two directors of Nanjiang's Department of Investigation Services brought people to ask Lu Ha to cooperate in the investigation. Lu Ha started to fight back. This time, Wu Chuan felt that there was no escape. There was really something wrong with this guy. As for the two people that needed to be investigated, if one of them had a problem, his words would no longer be conjectures, nor would they be lies. Right now, the key was Zhao Yu. If there was something wrong with Zhao Yu, his situation would be much more serious than Lu He's. The injured Lu He's breathing was weak. After hearing what was said, he explained, "Guardian, I had no intention of resisting the law. I just wanted to explain something." Now, that Upright Sun Martial Arts Dojo is in chaos because of Director Zhou's death. Who knew that Director Xiao would not give me a chance to explain it all, and forcefully detain me. Wu Chuan turned a deaf ear to him. Along the way, Lu Ha had explained a lot, but he pretended that he did not hear anything. He had already observed everything that had transpired in the dark. Zhao Yu, on the other hand, remained calm. He glanced at Zheng Minghong, bowed slightly, and said, "Xiao Zhang?" Zheng Minghong looked at him. Zhao Yu said in a low voice, "Right and wrong, there will be justice. Whether Zhao Yu is an evil sect member or not, if he can withstand the investigation, the truth will come to light." Zheng Minghong did not say much. Sometimes, before there was a result, one should not make promises easily. He still understood this point. He was full of confidence now, but if there was a problem, he would be slapping his own face. Zhang Dingnan said, "The Department of Investigation Services and Nanjiang's House of Governors are conducting a thorough investigation. CEO Zhang, there are people checking the accounts and sales records of Nanjiang's pill subsidiary company. I hope you can understand." Zheng Minghong nodded slightly and said, "Governor General Zhang, just follow the rules." This matter had to be investigated now. It involved the betrayal of the higher-ups and could be infiltrated by the evil sect members. They had to be cautious. Hearing Zhang Dingnan's words, Fang Ping frowned slightly. If that was the case, they had to continue investigating? How long would that take? After thinking for a while, Fang Ping said, "Governor General, don't the evil sect members have any special characteristics?" Zhang Dingnan was a little speechless, but he still explained, "They're all martial artists. Do you think they would print the words evil sect member on their faces?" Fang Ping's question made people speechless. This was not a television show. The evil sect members could not wait to hide their identities. Who would be stupid enough to put a symbol on their bodies? Hearing that, Fang Ping looked at Wu Chuan. Wu Chuan said, "Just wait. Whether it's true or not, there will be clues." Wu Chuan was in no hurry. If Zhao Yu was really an evil sect member, they would find out. The power of the government was stronger than Fang Ping imagined. They had a target. They had captured the person. If they continued investigating, there would be results. Fang Ping exhaled. After thinking for a while, he said, "Guardian Wu, this is too much of a waste of time. I think we can make it simpler." Wu Chuan glanced at him with a half-smile and said lightly, "Speak." "Lu Ha, there should be a problem," the injured Lu Ha said hurriedly. "Grandmasters, believe me." Before he could finish, Wu Chuan's mentality moved, suppressing him so that he could not speak. "CEO Zhao, if you're an evil sect member, I'm saying if." "CEO Zhao, you won't mind if I make a hypothesis, right?" Zhao Yu said in a low voice, "Of course not. Now that I'm a suspect, forget about a hypothesis. Even if you really want to detain me, it's only right." "CEO Zhao is righteous." Fang Ping flattered him and said, "If CEO Zhao is a member of the evil sect, then there are only two possibilities. One, he's a fanatic of the evil sect, the kind that was cultivated since young and deliberately entered the pill company. He believes in the evil sect's ideology and did not hesitate to infiltrate the pill company. Two, he joined halfway and was bewitched and bribed by the evil sect." Everyone nodded, but this was nonsense. Fang Ping said again, "If it's the second possibility, it's really not easy to bribe someone like CEO Zhao. Peak rank, 6. Of course, CEO Zhao might not have this ability in the beginning. He might have been bribed when he was still weak. CEO Zheng, has there been a time when CEO Zhao's martial arts realm advanced by leaps and bounds? For example, when it's beyond his ability, when his martial arts realm advanced extremely fast." Zheng Minghong frowned. After a while, he said, "I don't think so." "CEO Zheng, are you sure?" Zheng Minghong humphed. "Zhao Yu is a peak rank 6 martial artist. Even in the pill company, there aren't many of them. Of course, I know. Then I'll just cultivate step by step, Yi Fuqian said. Fang Ping rubbed his chin and said, cultivating step by step until this stage, there's no benefit to speak of. Since he joined the evil sect halfway, he must have an ulterior motive. Since it's not at any other time, then it must be to break through to a higher rank. Fang Ping laughed. The one I killed previously hated CEO Zhao to the core. I think there's more to it than just a grudge between the two. It might be a fight for a high-rank cultivation quota. In other words, CEO Zhao also really wants to break through to a higher rank. Only the temptation of breaking through to a higher rank would cause a peak rank 6 powerhouse to fall into the evil path. Zhao Yu said in a low voice, there's no one who doesn't want to break through to Grandmaster. Naturally, I hope so too. However, I have my own bottom line. President Fang, you can't make such an arbitrary judgment just because I'm a peak rank 6 martial artist. Fang Ping laughed. That's for sure. This is nothing. Actually, I also want to break through to Grandmaster. Fang Ping said again. Then let's talk about the first possibility first. CEO Zhao is a fanatic who was raised from a young age. Actually, this kind of fanatic is the easiest to distinguish. Fang Ping said gleefully, I heard that fanatics agree with the evil sect's ideology very much. They treat the Pope and the true gods as their ancestors. That's what they say. Wu Chuan nodded. That's true. Then it's simple. If Grandmasters don't mind, I'll give the evil sect's Pope and the true gods a good scolding now. Grandmasters, release your mentality and observe CEO Zhao's psychological fluctuations. I think that if he really is an evil sect member, even if a martial artist mentality is extremely strong, faced with this kind of situation, he will more or less have some fluctuations. As soon as he said that, everyone was slightly stunned. Truth be told, in recent years, there had been many evil sect members who had been arrested. However, they were either caught red-handed or under suspicion, secretly investigating to find evidence. Very few people would do what Fang Ping did. Before there was conclusive evidence, people like Zhao Yu would not be arrested. This time, it was also because Fang Ping's words were so convincing that the matter was not small. That was why they arrested the other party without any evidence. Wu Chuan pondered slightly. What Fang Ping said was not very appropriate, but it might not be useless. The Department of Investigation Services and the military department had never considered this kind of interrogation method before. Maybe it could be adopted. All right, you try. When Fang Ping heard that, he did not hold back and immediately scolded. Your bullsh *T divine sex pope is a pile of *T. What bullsh *T #yen%? Fang Ping started scolding. The scolding went on for a long time without repeating himself. After scolding the Pope, he scolded the true gods. After scolding the true gods, he scolded their bullsh *T ideals. This was the first time someone had scolded for more than 10 minutes in front of close to 20 Grandmaster powerhouses. All the Grandmasters released their mentality, observing the emotional fluctuations of the two people in the hall. Under the observation of so many Grandmasters, it was very difficult for middle and low-ranked martial artists to hide their emotional changes. On the ground, Lu He's face was flushed, yet he could not open his mouth. Everyone could also feel his anger, resentment. At this point, Lu He actually did not need to hide it anymore. Wu Chuan did not even give him a chance to speak. There was almost no chance for him to escape this. Sensing this change, Wu Chuan frowned slightly. Although listening to Fang Ping scold made the roots of his ears itch, the effect was still somewhat. After more than 10 minutes, Fang Ping was also tired of scolding. Zheng Minghong breathed a sigh of relief and said, Zhao Yu's emotions did not fluctuate. Fang Ping laughed. This can only prove that CEO Zhao is not a fanatic. Some people are egoists who only believe in themselves. Who cares about the Pope? However, we can rule out the possibility that CEO Zhao is a fanatic who was raised since young. As for the second possibility, the possibility that he joined midway has not been ruled out. Fang Ping said again, if he joined midway, CEO Zhao would not have joined when he was weak. Otherwise, there would be some traces left. CEO Zhao entered the pill company. In order for him to enter the upper management as soon as possible, I think the evil sect invested in CEO Zhao. CEO Zhang, how long has CEO Zhao worked in the pill company? Zhang Minghong thought for a while. Suddenly, he took out his phone and made a call. After a while, he hung up and said, 34 years. After such a long time, he only became the provincial CEO of the pill company. I think the probability of him joining the evil sect when he was weak is not high. It is more likely that after he entered rank 6 or even peak rank 6, CEO Zhao was tempted because he could not go further. Otherwise, with CEO Zhao's position and identity, it should be enough to satisfy his daily cultivation needs. Zhang Minghong nodded. Of course, with Zhao Yu's identity and a member of the pill company, he would definitely not be unable to satisfy his own cultivation needs. Fang Ping laughed. CEO Zhang, you are confident in this. There are many people in martial arts universities who do not have enough for their own needs. Zhang Minghong's expression darkened. He was just explaining that the possibility of Zhao Yu betraying him was not high. It was impossible to lure Zhao Yu to join the evil sect unless the evil sect agreed to help him achieve rank 7. Fang Ping asked again, how long has CEO Zhao been in peak rank 6? 8 years. Zhang Minghong knew this very well. 8 years. He hasn't even reached the stage of mentality-vitality fusion. This means that stepping into rank 7 is very, very difficult. I don't know how many more 8 years it will take. At this time, to become a high-ranked powerhouse, it is understandable that he would do something. Fang Ping, you need evidence to speak. Are all peak rank 6 tempted? Fang Ping laughed. That's not it. I want to ask CEO Zhao, is your vitality complete? Zhao Yu frowned slightly and nodded. Complete. What about mentality? It's average. That means that what CEO Zhao needs is not vitality resources, but treasures that can increase mentality. These things are too difficult to obtain. Fang Ping lamented. If I want you to become a high-ranked or even achieve mentality-vitality fusion, then I must use these things to tempt you. A rank 6 powerhouse cannot be tempted with a few empty words. There must be practical benefits, visible benefits. CEO Zhao, let me ask you again. All these years, have you obtained any treasures that can increase mentality? If you have, where did you get it? Can you tell me in detail? Zhao Yu shook his head. No, this thing was not cabbage. How could it be obtained so easily? Fang Ping heard that and suddenly laughed. Everyone here, has anyone obtained this kind of treasure before or consumed it? Everyone looked at each other. After a while, they all shook their heads. This thing, no one had used it before. Then, do you know that treasures like this, even if they are consumed and digested, there will still be some aura left in the body? As soon as he said that, Zhao Yu's gaze flickered slightly. Fang Ping did not mind. He looked at Li Changsheng and smiled. Dean Li, you've consumed the energy essence before. Even now, there are still remnants of the life force aura. Old man Li thought for a while, but still said, the time I consumed it was too short. Fang Ping shook his head. No matter how long the time, there will be. This point is actually very easy to detect. It's just that everyone usually doesn't pay much attention to it. CEO Zhao said that he has not consumed any treasures that can increase mentality. According to my judgment, if he relied on the evil sect to break through to high-ranked, then the evil sect must have taken out some treasures that moved him. The evil sect must have taken out treasures that moved him. To CEO Zhao, what is difficult to obtain? Only treasures that can increase mentality. For a powerhouse who desires to break through to rank 7, no one can resist using this kind of thing, right? CEO Zhao will not believe the other party without any proof. At the very least, the other party must throw out some bait for CEO Zhao to take the bait. If CEO Zhao has consumed it, there will definitely be remnants of aura. He cannot sense the remnants of aura and mentality, but the Grandmasters can. Now, I want all the Grandmasters to start investigating carefully with this as a goal. If there are no remnants of special aura, it means that my previous judgment was wrong. We can only wait for the next inspection. If there are, before he could finish speaking, Zhao Yu suddenly said, "These years, I have entered the catacombs many times. I have consumed many herbs and unknown energy fruits. I don't know if there are any treasures that can increase mentality. After all, my mentality can't be released externally, so the feeling of my mentality increasing is not too obvious." As he said that, Zhao Yu said again, "I think this point can't be used as proof of your guess." Fang Ping suddenly laughed, saying playfully, "TSK, TSK, the moment I mentioned it." CEO Zhao said that he might have eaten this before. Are these things that can increase mentality like cabbages now? Everywhere. Also, if there really is such a treasure, I think even if it is not obvious, martial artists will have a clear sense of the changes in their bodies. Zhao Yu said in a low voice, "I'm just guessing. I haven't confirmed if I have consumed it before." Fang Ping laughed. "That makes sense. Of course, I believe CEO Zhao. I can't say for sure if other people believe me." Fang Ping looked at Zhang Minghong with a smile. "CEO Zhang, do you believe me?" Zhang Minghong kept a straight face and said nothing. Zhao Yu's suspicion was growing. As for Fang Ping, he suddenly laughed. "Actually, there are many ways to prove it. Since the evil sect has given benefits, they must have something in return. For example, some of the pill companies' secret prescriptions and techniques. Has this happened to the evil sect recently? For example, did they carry more pills with them? Especially in this area of Nanjiang, we can investigate through the Department of Investigation Services and the military department to see if there are any changes in the evil sect members that have been eliminated recently. Of course, this cannot prove anything clearly. It's okay. We can investigate this slowly. Whether it's true or not, we will know sooner or later. Including the fact that CEO Zhao said that he has consumed many unknown herbs and energy fruits. Describe them one by one. We can follow the picture and see if there is anything that can increase mentality. Also, where did he get it? Some things are not available in every catacombs. CEO Zhao has records of which catacombs he entered and how long he stayed. If the evil sect provided something that can increase mentality, CEO Zhao can describe it clearly. But CEO Zhao must be careful not to say the wrong place of origin. This thing is very rare. It really can't be found everywhere. You're only a rank 6. You don't know much. However, a rank 9 powerhouse is experienced and knowledgeable. I think Guardian Wu generally knows some of the catacombs' specialties, especially this kind of thing that can increase mentality. Guardian Wu, right? Wu Chuan darted him a look and nodded lightly. He was not lying. Some people might not understand this thing, but a rank 9 would. Zhao Yu's expression did not change, but Wu Chuan kept staring at him. Some changes in his emotions could be felt. Sighing softly in his heart, Wu Chuan did not say anything. If he continued investigating, there would be results sooner or later. This matter would not be brushed off so easily. As for the aura remnant that Fang Ping mentioned, all right, Wu Chuan could tell everyone honestly that it was fake. What **T logic? After a long time, it would dissipate long ago. Where would the remnant come from? However, most people did not know much about this. Forget about Zhao Yu. Even rank 8 martial artists did not know much, because everyone had not consumed it before. As for those that had, especially treasures that could increase mentality, Zhao Yu did not know and could not sense it before he could externalize his mentality. It was obvious that Fang Ping was bluffing. However, Fang Ping's bluff sounded like it was real. Wu Chuan dared to conclude that there were many grandmasters present who believed what he said. Perhaps only a few of them had some doubts. As for Zhao Yu, the probability of him being bribed was very high now. Wu Chuan did not expose Fang Ping either. Using this method, he might be able to bluff a little more. Zheng Minghong had also noticed some changes in Zhao Yu. At this moment, Zheng Minghong's expression changed slightly, looking very unpleasant. You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.